Well, what's happened since Ireland's back-to-back wins against Greece last month?
Rifled into the bottom corner, Amber Barris, and Anna Patton bullets in the header.
Louise Quinn's poignant retirement announcement had us all choking back the tears.
Republic of Ireland international Louise Quinn has announced her retirement from the game.
But then, don't call it a comeback. The mighty Quinn decided she wasn't quite ready to hang those boots up.
I'm here to play. I'm here to fight for my position.
Captain Katie has been busy flying the Irish flag on the biggest stage. She arrived into camp 2 days ago as the Champions League winner. Don't call it a hangover. Now sharp minds are required as Ireland go into the last two games sitting second in Group B2. It's looking like they'll need to beat Slovenia by at least 4 on Tuesday in Cork to top the group. But first they need to overcome a Turkiye team that proved tricky opponents in Tala on match day 1.
The looping header is in. Kira Carusa. Where's this going to bounce? Oh, just wide.
It's Turkiye versus the Republic of Ireland. Kick-off is at 6 p.m. The Republic of Ireland sit second in Group B2 and Carla Ward says this game in Turkey is a must-win if they're to earn an automatic return to League A. Slovenia are top of the table with 12 points. Their game against Greece got underway half an hour ago. Slovenia currently with a 1-0 lead. And the good news is that Katie McCabe starts this evening, as does the Crystal Palace attacker Abby Larkin. Tony caught up with Abby a little while ago.
So Abby, you're starting, a big moment for you?
Yes, I'm really excited. I can't wait to show what I've got and stuff today. So
it's a gorgeous pitch. Well, it looks so gorgeous from this point of view. You were training it last night, is it good?
Yeah, it's a good pitch. I think all the girls like it, and yeah, we're excited to get going.
The sun going down and there's shade on one side. I guess you'll want the shade on your side for the first half.
Yes, I'd say so. Yeah, I think the sun is, I'd say it'd be a bit hot, so I'd rather just be cool in the shade. So
Abby, it's 3 years almost since you got your goal for Ireland. It's about time you got another one. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, that could be in the plans tonight, so hopefully I get a chance and I put it away.
Yeah, I mean, you've scored for your club this year as well, so
yes.
Confident?
Yes, definitely, yeah. I have a lot of confidence right now and yeah, I'm just excited.
You had a good week in preparation, I would imagine, it seems. Squad morale good?
Yes, definitely. We're all coming together as a team, and yeah, I think we're all buzzing and we all have each other's backs tonight, so yeah, hopefully go out and get the win.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
I think we're all hoping there's a few goals for Abby on the cards. Welcome along. I'm delighted to be in the company of Niamh Fahey and Rihanna Jarrett. So Abby's starting and so is Katie McCabe. It is just under a week since she won that Champions League final. How much is Katie raising the game for Irish football on the international stage?
Yeah, it's huge. First Champions League win in over 17 years for Arsenal, and obviously having an Irish player such as Katie there to do it, I think it's massive. And you can see from the celebrations and just the profile around that win how big it is, and Katie's definitely leading that charge.
Yeah, she's been absolutely brilliant, Rihanna. Both of you have played with her. You came up through the ranks with her at underage level. She does have high standards. We know that. She demands a lot from those around her. But what's she like when you're on the pitch?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, she demands those standards and she demands that of her teammates. She gets that week in, week out at club level, and it's no different when she comes into international duty. She's the one then that's demanding more. You give away a bad pass, you're a little bit sloppy, you don't raise the tempo. She's the first person to call you out and demand those standards. And I think it's because she leads by example in the session. She's always giving it her all. She's always playing sharp movements. She gives you the ball as an attacker. She's looking to come under and receive it again. So definitely demanding.
Niamh, I'd say that's okay if you're a more experienced player or maybe have came up through the ranks with her like Rihanna. But is it difficult for the younger players to adapt to that level of intensity, especially from a captain? And if some of those younger players might be used to a captain putting their arm around them?
Yeah, I suppose it's a different type of leadership. I mean, Katie say it herself, she's Katie when she probably tried not to be at the start, but that's her style. She is demanding, she is vocal, but yeah, maybe as a younger player it's probably a little bit intimidating when you're coming into a Katie McCabe probably dressing room, just in terms of how she portrays herself. But I think that's also who she is, and she has to kind of stay true to herself, and that's why she's a Champions League winner, and she expects that from the group. And yeah, that can be tough, I'd say, as a younger player, but it shows the level that you have to get to, and she's not going to apologise for how she is and how she is as a player, which is serving her well obviously so far.
Yeah, she was a younger player herself once as well and came into that Arsenal dressing room, ended up going to Glasgow for a while and back. But look, players like yourself, Emma Byrne, Yvonne Tracy, Ciara Grant, they paved the way for all the young players, the likes of Katie, to have careers in England. How much of an impact did those girls, I know you're not much younger than them, but just have on Irish football and the sacrifices that they made?
Thanks for pointing that out, Marie. That's very kind. No, not much younger, but the three girls you mentioned there, Emma, Ciara, Yvonne, were huge for, I think, for all girls in Ireland. Moving over to Arsenal when they were in their start of their careers, it wasn't a full-time professional setup. They went there to play at the highest level they could, get employment over there as well, different types of job roles. So having them visible as FA Cup winners, I used to watch them on the BBC lifting the FA Cup and try to be aspiring to be them one day. So for those girls, what they've done for a lot of generations of footballers that came after them, and now Katie being a Champions League winner, she's also referenced it, how much it means to her watching the three girls with that Champions League trophy, and now she's part of that illustrious group. So massive achievement for her, and also huge credit to the three girls that have done it before.
Yeah, and yourself as well. There's a lovely connection between the Arsenal women and the Ireland women. We're going to go to Tony now. Tony, we've heard that Katie McCabe and Abby Larkin are starting. What is the rest of the team news?
Yes, well, welcome to Istanbul, and the Irish team includes, of course, Brosnan in goal, Mannion, Patton, Jessie Stapleton and Katie McCabe at left back this evening. So she didn't play the last day because of suspension, of course, so she's in instead of Megan Campbell. We were concerned after her exertions, after her triumph in the Champions League, whether she'd be okay. There was also a bit of a concern that she had a bit of a calf injury, and obviously there's two games to consider, not just tonight, but also the game against Slovenia in Cork on Tuesday as well. But Katie, as you say, starts. And also back in the team, playing at number 6, wearing number 6, is Megan Connolly. So she's into the side instead of Tyler Tolan from the last day. Denise O'Sullivan and Marissa Shiva also in midfield. Abby Larkin, Amber Barrett and Lucy Quinn, the strike force for Ireland. Hopefully they'll be the ones to get the goals this evening and set up that big game in Páirc Uí Chaoimh next Tuesday. From the Turkish point of view, two changes. Beşiktaş's Hançer is in. She's a striker. They've a defender and a midfielder sitting out. Another midfielder from Essen, Mirashin, comes in. And I understand that Seker will revert to fullback. She was a striker the last day. Ozev sits out and Kirkin misses out as well. We've got a Bulgarian referee, Kristina Georgiev. 2,000 fans expected here. It's a lovely little stadium. We mentioned the fact that the pitch is so nice. It really is good. A capacity of about 5,000. We're expecting 2,000 of an attendance here this evening. Would you believe 21 Irish fans? There are as many security as there are Irish fans looking out for them, I suppose. But hopefully they'll get plenty to shout about over the next 90 minutes or so.
Thanks for that, Tony. I would say Tony probably knows all of the 21 fans as well. Earlier on, though, he'd spoken to Carla Ward. Let's hear from her.
Carla, this is a game you must win, obviously. Your captain, Katie McCabe, starts. Tell me the thought process behind that after the week that she's had.
Exactly that. It's a must-win game. We have to go out there and get the result, and I think Katie can play a huge part in that. Yes, she's had a big week, but listen, she's one of the most dedicated professionals, certainly to the Irish team I've worked with. And
what are you expecting from her tonight? I mean, you know, she's nominally left back as per usual. Is that where you expect her to be the most threatening in the game? Yeah, of course. I think, look, she allows us to build deep. She allows us to get up the pitch together, and I think she's somebody that, you know, can create a lot from deep. So she's somebody that, you know, she's an exciting player, and what I expect from her is a captain's performance, as she always gives, and she's just hugely important to us. And, you know, there can't be a question about leaving her out. It really can't. She has to, you know, in a game like this, the magnitude of it, we have to win it. So you need your best players on the pitch, and she's certainly one of them. Megan Connolly has played as a centre half in this campaign already. Is she in the sixth role tonight? What are you expecting from her? Yeah, look, Meg's an experienced pro, somebody that we know that can link the play, somebody that can drop in if we need her to, but also give us that little bit of added security in front of the back line. But look, she's a top pro, she's in form, she's come back, she's been tremendous in these last couple of days, so yeah, good opportunity for her. Abby Larkin starts. We spoke to her a short time ago. She's excited, but I think looking forward to it.
Yeah, look, I think Abby's. I said to her actually, I think this is her first start under myself, and she's come on in most games and done really well, and she offers you something a little bit different. She's pacey. She's good 1v1. She can cause problems in areas I believe we can get at Turkey. So, yeah, look, I'm looking forward to seeing what she does from the start.
Amber Barrett over Kira Caruso, was that one that you took a bit of time over?
Yeah, look, they're both top players, as is Saoirse, and I think they've all three, given me headaches. But Kira's coming back from an injury. We've got to manage her. We've got to manage minutes. She's played 11 minutes and 29 minutes, so she hasn't got a lot of minutes under her belt. So we've got to make sure we protect her. We're going to need her in both games. So that was the thinking behind that as well.
And finally, Louise on the bench. Will we expect to see her at some point this evening?
You never know. You never know.
Well, listen, the very best of luck to you and the team tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Carla. Really appreciate it.
So many talking points there, Rihanna. For you, what is the most significant team news?
I think Amber starting up front. I think Amber has 2 goals in 4 games across the campaign so far, so she'll obviously back herself. We've all seen interviews from Amber. We all know how confident she is in herself, so I'm excited to see how she goes on. And obviously Megan Connolly stepping into midfield. We're used to probably seeing Rusha in there, who's technically very good, but I think Megan might offer that little bit more in terms of allowing the rest to get forward. So definitely looking forward to that.
Niamh, we usually see Megan Connolly in that more defensive role in Italy. We're seeing Amber there, and no doubt she'll be delighted to start. But from Megan Connolly's perspective, is it going to be difficult for her to adapt to that role, going from being a central defender to that more holding role in midfield?
Yeah, I think the benefit of having Megan in there, she's played a lot in midfield for Ireland, and I think she does that role well. She can play at the back comfortably, and also in Lazio she's very comfortable on the ball. It's going to be a slight difference in terms of playing with your back to goal. That can take a bit of an adjustment, especially when you're used to facing as a defender forward. But I think Megan has all the capabilities and tools to be able to transition easily, and also, as Rihanna mentioned, she gives you a nice balance of that defensive cover as well, while also being good technically on the ball for the build. So I can't see it being too much of an issue for Megan.
Let's move on to Carla's philosophy, Rihanna. We know that she's very much wedded to it, and at times it looks like this Ireland team maybe aren't as comfortable with how she wants them to play. There have been a few teething problems.
Yeah, I think from the first 4 games, you can see here we're forcing ourselves into corners, playing into Turkiye's hands here. We need to switch out the play. The centre-backs need to split that little bit quicker. Turkiye have dropped in and defended really well there, but we've played into their hands and we've offered the ball back to them. And against a better opposition, we've been punished. And I think you can see that in the Slovenia clips here. It's sloppy. There's space then in behind, which on the transitioning we're struggling to get bodies back. So I think that we need to be better in possession. We need to take care of the passing, whether that's recycling, whether that's making the pitch as big as we can, especially today. We know how compact that Turkey are going to be here. Slovenia put us under pressure, and once again we're back running towards our own goal. As I said, Turkey aren't the greatest level of opposition today, but they've done very well in Tala to keep the ball in front of them. We were unable to create too many scoring opportunities, and at the end of that game they were unfortunate not to get an equaliser at that as well. As we spoke about, once again, bodies running back towards our own goal from us being in comfortable possession, especially in those central areas. We can't afford to turn over possession like we did in those couple of clips.
Yeah, there's definitely plenty of areas that need improving. We have a very quick break to take, but stay with us though. We'll be hearing from one of Donegal's finest footballers, Amber Barrett, after these. Thanks to her goal against Scotland, which booked Ireland's place at the 2023 World Cup, Amber Barrett's position among the legends of Irish football is assured, but she's far from done yet and is ready to be a leader for this team under Carla Ward.
Amber Barrett, Republic of Ireland striker.
It was a big week for your international captain, Katie McCabe, winning the Champions League with Arsenal, and you gave her a great welcome back into camp. Has that bonded the group a little bit more even?
Well, I think firstly you have to applaud the unbelievable achievement that it was. I will say that the way everybody was going on about it, you'd think that the Queen was coming into town, but it is a brilliant achievement by her, and we're very proud of her.
2025 so far is 4 appearances, 2 goals. That's that's a good return.
Yeah, I think that, I think obviously there was a big transition after the knockout game against Wales, that, there's a lot of things that go through your mind when there was the transition of the new coaches coming in, and every new coach coming in is a new opportunity for you, whichever way you look at it. It can be a really good one or it can be a really negative one. 4 appearances, 2 goals, that's more than I had last year in terms of my goal return, so it's something I want to keep building.
Amber Barrett has got the legs here on Katsu. Might fancy going all the way herself, and does. Fabulous goal. Rifled into the bottom corner.
I've always tried in many ways to make it difficult for coaches to leave me out. Sometimes it was easy for them to leave me out. Sometimes I thought it was more difficult, but I was left out anyway. It's always about how you react afterwards. Don't give them a reason to drop you again.
The game's coming up. Obviously, we have to win against Turkey to have any chance of topping the group. But then the game against Slovenia could be all or nothing in terms of goals. Definitely need to have your shooting boots.
Tuesday doesn't matter until we get a result. But then, of course, turning around to Tuesday, hopefully winning tomorrow, we know that, I think we knew fairly early doors that we were going to have to, we were going to need to put goals away to hopefully top the group.
There's another World Cup looming. You had an experience of one, maybe not enough from your own point of view. Is that a target?
I think 100%. Brazil for a World Cup will be crazy. It'll be, I'd say, everything you want from a World Cup. It's the home of football, isn't it, in many ways. And yeah, I think with this team, obviously after the Euros disappointment, I think fairly soon after that, the focus reshifted again. I have to lift my performances to get up to everybody else's level, that we can put Ireland in the best position to qualify. And if we did, that would be, another dream come true.
It'd be nice to score a World Cup goal, wouldn't it?
It would be nice, but I think I'd say it would be nicer to score another one to get us into one. I'd take that over a World Cup goal any day of the week.
Amber Barrett in on goal. Amber Barrett makes the breakthrough.
Amber, I wish you nothing but success. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, Tony.
Well, at this stage, Niamh, I think it would be great to see anyone score a goal, whether it be Abby or Amber or the centre-backs, because we do need more, don't we?
Yeah, 100%. We're really lagging behind on our goal difference against Slovenia. If we have the, thoughts of automatically qualifying, and we do win tonight, that goal difference is going to be huge. So, yeah, we need to score goals, and we also need to keep them out as well.
I know one of the things that has been remarked on, Rihanna, is trying to be more creative, especially in wide areas. Do we have the players out there this evening to do that?
I think with Abby Larkin, I think she's shown glimpses in her time in the international level. You can see it in patches in games, and as Carla's spoken about, it's her first opportunity to start in this campaign. She's coming off probably one of her better seasons with Crystal Palace this year. She's played a lot more football than when she first went, so I'm excited. She spoke a little bit in her own interview about having the confidence and that she backs herself. Obviously, Tony alluded to she hasn't scored herself in 3 years, but I think if they can give her the confidence and the guidance that she does have the capabilities to do well in those wide areas, we're going to need to exploit the 1v1 situations when we get there, and then it's down to the likes of Amber to be in the box to make those opportunities count, so hopefully she can create.
What about Turkiye, Niamh? What kind of an opposition and what kind of a challenge are they going to be?
Well, we saw from the first game at Tala, obviously pitch conditions were less than ideal. That was a difficult game. They're direct, and they showed that they were well organised, and when a team is well organised at any level, it's difficult to break down, and especially we haven't been so fluid in possession. So I think, again, it could be a difficult night for us. It depends how we turn up, how we're moving the ball. We need to move it quickly, and as Rihanna says, those wide areas are going to be key, because there's not going to be much space. So the likes of Abby Larkin, Lucy Quinn, being able to get at their player 1v1 and create something is going to be huge and key in this game. So yeah, it could be a difficult night, but hopefully we've learned the lessons where we've had to improve and can show up tonight.
You're very well placed to look at the defence, and usually when we're previewing games we speak very little about the 4 or the 3 or the 5 at the back, but just given the fact there's been such a transition, is it a bit of a concern how we're going to be setting up at the back?
To be honest, I think most of our troubles have been caused by ourselves. We've overplayed at times, we've been very sloppy in possession. It hasn't really been transitions have caused us problems. So I think when we're trying to play and overplay in the wrong areas, that's when we've looked vulnerable and we've been exposed in the areas that you're leaving due to the back four. So it's not a concern if we choose the right moments to play. It doesn't have to be always playing out from the back, and just being a bit smarter and clever in those should limit the opportunities for opposition.
OK, well, we're going to find out very soon how it's going to go, because it's almost time for kick-off. Let's cross over now to our big match commentary team of Anya O'Gorman and first Des Curran.
Well, thank you, Marie, and good evening, everyone. Back in February, Kira Carusa's first half stoppage goal in Tala against Turkey earned Carla Ward a debut win as Republic of Ireland manager. Some ups and downs since, but now 2 games to go in the group, and most likely a win needed here to take it all down to Tuesday's final game against Slovenia at Parc y Cuivre in the quest to earn promotion back to the top tier. Turkey, well, they've struggled as an attacking force in the group, just 1 goal scored, but that goal was good enough to beat Greece here on match day 2. And any trip to Istanbul usually promises a stern challenge. Stadium in Istanbul, the Republic of Ireland's third and final away game of the group, and the previous 2 really poles apart: the 4-0 defeat in Slovenia and the 4-0 win in Greece. So what does this evening hold in store, we wonder. We'll also keep an eye on Slovenia, Greece and Ljubljana. We can tell you half-time there, it is 1-0 to Slovenia. Their teenage striker Zara Kramzar has scored for the 5th straight game in the group, so certainly one to watch again come Tuesday. Of immediate concern, it is Turkey. A referee comes from Bulgaria, Kristina Georgieva. And just the brief team news: Nejla Kurasa very consistent in her team selections for the opening 4 games, and she'll go with 9 of the 11 that started the opening win in Tala, or the opening loss in Tala. The significant looking absentee, right winger Elif Keskin, who's named on the bench, having impressed in Dublin. She also scored the only goal in the group so far for Turkey, the matchday winner here against Greece. And Sheda Abrahamsson, the centre half, the former Swedish underage international, has been pass fit to start. And just from an Irish point of view, 3 changes from the win against Greece. Katie McCabe, as has been mentioned, back 6 days after her Champions League final victory for Arsenal against Barcelona. Megan Campbell Abby Larkin also in. Rusha Littlejohn held in reserve. Leanne Kiernan missing out through injury. So those are the main bullet points ahead of kick-off. Anya Gorman alongside me. Anya, what are you expecting here?
Yeah, looking forward to the game, Des. I think Turkey will be tough opposition to break down. So it's up to us how we move the ball, our ball speed. If we can't go through them, can we go around them? Excited to see Abby Larkin in the team as well, because I think she offers something different. She can get at players in 1v1s as well. And Katie McCabe's obviously back in the team after her big Champions League win and her celebrations too. But I think she'll be looking to attack down that left-hand side too, with Louise Quinn just coming into pockets as we've seen in previous games.
The Turkish domestic season ended about 4 weeks ago, so that will be a factor in terms of the home-based players and fitness levels. But just in terms of Turkey's approach, I wonder, Anya, they dropped right off in Tallaght, as we saw in the opening game in the group. Will they be more ambitious, I wonder, at home? And if so, that could play into Irish hands.
Absolutely. I think if we can get them to come out a little bit more, if we can exploit the space in behind. They're happy to sit in behind the ball like they were in Tallaght Stadium. It will be a difficult night for us, and they did look threatening on the counter-attack. Keskin, I think maybe she's carrying Inigo going into the game, because I thought she was one of their main threats in Dublin.
The Republic of Ireland chasing a big finish now to this group as they look to continue to push that crushing November playoff loss to Wales into the distance. If they do finish second here, if they ultimately can't overhaul Slovenia, then they will face a playoff against a third placer from League A, and that is currently Austria, Iceland, Portugal and Denmark. 3 of those 4 heading to the Euro 2025 finals in the summer. Austria the exception. So just about set to get underway. It was wretched conditions in Tallaght on the opening night. It is beautiful conditions in Istanbul as the sides lock horns for just the second time ever. 1-0 the Republic of Ireland. Ciara Carusa's goal in added time at the end of the first half separated them when they met first time around. We are underway in the second meeting of the sides. Here is Ebru Topçu heading towards the 100 cap mark now. Comes off the head of Megan Connolly. Tidied up by Abby Larkin and Aoife Mannion, who's been one of those certainly to deliver consistently in terms of performance in this group. Aoife Mannion getting her first touch, started the recent FA Cup final, albeit in defeat for Manchester United. And now Anna Patton, who's Aston Villa, finished the season 5 wins in a row. First involvement for Katie McCabe. Amber Barrett, a willing runner, in behind Gulbin Hus, but deemed offside.
Yeah, it's a good ball in by Katie McCabe, and I think we need to look when Turkey have stepped forward, can we exploit them space in behind, and Amber just needs to time her run in to get in behind, and that's one of Amber Barrett's strengths. Straight away you can see how Turkey are set up. They are sitting off a little bit. I think it's Pekka out on the right, Shin out on the left hand side, and Secker, who played as a more attacking player in Tallaght Stadium, is playing right back.
Mannion closed down quickly by Turkulu. Mannion happy to go back to Anna Patton, and across now to Jessie Stapleton. Just see Megan Connolly in that 6th position, trying to find those spaces but being picked up. Hanchar dropping in there. So Ireland having to find another route out here. Stapleton whips it out to the left-hand side.
Yeah, in early doors there, as you can see Katie McCabe getting high and wide on that left-hand side. So it's the players like Katie McCabe we need to find higher up the pitch. Can we get the ball into the Nice in that central area as quick as possible, drag them in to go back out wide and get balls in the box. Something I don't think we did well enough against Greece. We didn't get enough crosses into the box, we didn't get enough shots on goal.
She's played a huge amount of football this season, Katie McCabe. Arsenal, all competitions, 42 games. She started 38 of them. Testament to her fitness levels that she's thrown straight in here. Aoife Mannion smuggles it inside to Denise O'Sullivan. Almost got that one through. Picked off by Maryam Chow. Now Topçu looking out towards that far side. Headed inside to Hanchar. Looking to use that pace of Pekka out wide. Centre forward in Dublin, wide right here. Pekka gets her crossing. Hanchar to guide that header goalwards. Anna Patton got a foot across to block it.
Yeah, Anna Patton in a good position. You can just see the threat of Pekka, Hanchar linking up and getting bodies in the box.
Turkey up from League C. And so far. 1 win, 3 defeats, involved in 3 games that ended 1-0 will tell you a lot. So they've been in games, but not scoring goals. It breaks away from Marissa Shiva. And in turn, out of Jivalek. Sullivan. It's beyond Megan Connolly and forces Jessie Stapleton to slide in. Chow. Connolly picks up the pieces. Nice little change of direction from Abby Larkin. And Patton across to Stapleton once more.
Good moment for Megan Connolly. I think she's probably in there as well, just to pick up them bits and pieces as well, just protect that back four.
We saw her in a back three at the World Cup. We see her in a back three with Lazio. So she'd have that ability to drop in between Pattleton and Stapleton, and as you said, Katie McCabe high on the left. You see Aoife Mannion get forward quite a lot as well. So a little bit of fluidity and flexibility in this Irish lineup. Good feet from O'Sullivan and Shiva to Lucy Quinn. Backed up by McCabe. Quinn again, O'Sullivan always looking for it. Space to step into here. Foot went in from Gulbeen Huz. Referee happy with the challenge. Good up-tempo start here from Carla Ward's side. Shiva. Maybe not the right ball that time.
Yeah, it's just a pass, the decision making I think lets us down there, but good little interlink between Katie McCabe and Lucy Quinn to find Denise in the pocket over the far side. And look, I think could have been a free kick, but the referee doesn't give it, and we come out the other side, and Marissa Shiva finds herself in that pocket. Denise found herself in the opposite side of the pitch, and it was just the decision, I think, and the execution of the pass in space. But we can see there is spaces there. If we can suck them into them little pockets, then we can get the ball back out wide and exploit the space.
Well, Slovenia haven't taken long in adding to their tally in the second half. Lara Prashnikar adding to the first half goal from Zara Kramzar, so 2-0 now in Ljubljana, as they look set to make it 5 wins from 5, Slovenia. They've been the star turn in this group so far, as it stands on course for automatic promotion to the top tier. Quite a rise for them. O'Sullivan, strong challenge coming in from Jivalek. And Patton happy to slow it to walking pace.
Looking for Hanchard to step out and maybe just entice her in so we can break a line. Ball speed is key though, Des, as well. You can slow it down, when you exploit the gaps, you need to be able to change the tact and the tempo to play.
Stapleton put some zip on that pass out to McCabe. Just trying to feed one in behind.
Yeah, I think they're good passes we're trying to play, Des. Give them something to think about, keep risking the ball in behind. They're the right areas to do it in.
Barrett. Saw how physical Huz and Abrahamson were with Kira Caruso in the first game. So Barrett will have to stand up to that here. Okay, looking for some movement into Barrett. She goes. Huz right on her back. Chow there as well.
We win a corner kick, and you know how key set pieces are for us as well. And Anna Patton's been in good form.
It's going to be Megan Connolly across to take it. Plenty of good options in there to attack this one. Jessie Stapleton amongst the goals in her first 13 caps. Anna Patton, 3 in her first 14. Abby Larkin right there at the back post. Needs a good delivery. Megan Connolly's found one. Headed away at the near post by Shiker. This is picked up by Shiva. Back in by Connolly again. Attacked and won by Hanchar. Sullivan. Shiva for Mannion. It's positive in her passing, looking forward. Connolly has stayed out there. Decent looking ball, that one as well. Patton unable to escape. Not long until Ireland have it back though.
Yeah, a nice little ball there around the corner by Megan Connolly, and sees probably not the ideal player we want in that position. Anna Patton in the space trying to get in behind their back four.
Interesting to see these Carla Ward selections as the group goes on. She picked the 11 for the first Turkey game based on just 2 training sessions. Larkin up against Jivalek. Gets her cross in as well. Amber Barrett couldn't get on the end of it. Good work from Abby Larkin down that right-hand side. Turkey looking for a free kick that wasn't coming.
Yeah, and that's what we thought Abby Larkin would bring, just them 1v1s. Great little 1-2 with Denise O'Sullivan. And she gets a good ball into the box.
Very positive in everything she does, Abby Larkin. Always looking to beat her marker, provide or get a shot away herself.
The next thing is now can we have more bodies in the box. There's Stamber attacking that time. We need to get bodies in the box.
Here is Sheik Kerr. He's gone from left wing in the opening game to right back. Showing her versatility. Here goes Katie McCabe. That comes off Sheik Kerr. And into the waiting hands of the captain, Shelda Akgöz, who's just won the title. Fumjet, the side based in Ankara. Second league title of her career. Megan Connolly meets it on the half volley. Headed away by Sheik Kerr, up in the air from Chal. Tapped by Chopchu. And the ball forward towards Mirai Jin. Under pressure from Mannion, unable to keep it in play. Larkin. Time and space now for Jessie Stapleton. McCabe sets it in front of Patton. Brosnan.
Yeah, and Turkey are just happy to keep the ball in front of them, just shift side to side.
Stapleton again, lovely weight on the pass. Ireland working 1 and 2 touch, and McCabe has released Shiva. McCabe wants it back again. Pass wasn't quite there from Marissa Shiva. Chal a little sloppy in her distribution as well, but here's Hanchar. Out towards Pekka.
Brilliant play from Ireland though, Des, down that left-hand side. That's what we're talking about. We're moving it slow. We sucked them out, then we need to change the tempo to play. Lucy Quinn into Katie McCabe. Great ball fired down the line. It's just the end product then that lets us down.
A couple of occasions already we've seen Jessie Stapleton. Heard all about her versatility in her young career, but that ability to pass out from the back and pass accurately and put pace on the ball. Off the back of an excellent loan season at Sunderland from West Ham. Now here is Ebru Topçu of Galatasaray. Free kick in a very central position, and they've split the heavy hitters. Who's far side, Abrahamson near side. Towards Huz and Hanchar. Huz won't run for a corner. Stapleton has to play it. Narrowly get it out of the danger area. Shiva. Chal. Now Jivalek of Besiktas. Towards Turkoglu, and Abrahamson has stayed forward the centre half in the first shot of note. Straight down the throat of Courtney Brosnan, but positive intervention from Sejde Abrahamson. Had the confidence, the centre half, to take it on. Didn't show much in the opening 10 minutes in terms of carrying an attacking threat, but there it is. From an unexpected source. Patton going to show her passing range. Nice take from Mannion. Now driving on the inside, Aoife Mannion. Worked on first time by Connolly. Here is Shiva. Barrett won the header. Look how many red shirts back defending that penalty area. Now McCabe. Lucy Quinn unable to make any headway. And the foul on Sheik Kerr.
Again, Des, it's a good club ball out from the back from Anna Patton. You just seen Abby Larkin took it into a pocket and allowed Aoife Mannion to get forward into that space. Can't take those much in, obviously.
Sheik Kerr, one of a bunch of players in the Turkish squad born in Germany. This goes short to Topçu. And now Abrahamsen. Taps inside by Jivelek. Chal takes a touch, keeps that ball moving. And now Gulbin Huz. Direct ball for the hard-running Hanchar. Stapleton out in the middle. Hanchar, good-looking ball in and well defended by Aoife Mannion. Always a difficult position to find yourself in, heading back quickly towards your own goal. An attacker on your shoulder somewhere. But dealt with it well, Aoife Mannion.
Yeah, it's a good ball in behind him. The ball sits off the referee on the way in. We can see their threat, Hanchar, powerful running up front, ball in over the top and getting bodies in the box, and Aoife Mannion was in a good position.
Fans at the Sendler Stadium. As Tony was saying earlier, they were expecting a crowd of in and around 2,000, making themselves heard. It's giving Stapleton a bit of work to do, and Hanchar a chance there to release Melakai Pekel. Pass a little bit too heavy and give Patton her chance to get across.
Yeah, and I think Nifa touched on this in the pre-match build-up, that I think sometimes we're causing our own trouble by just overplaying it and poor decision making or poor quality of pass, putting ourselves in trouble.
Shikar looking for options off this throw-in towards Turkulu. Shikar again. Doesn't get the cross right as that one sails harmlessly over the crossbar of Courtney Brosnan. Past the hour mark in Ljubljana, still Slovenia leading Greece by 2-0. On course to maintain their 100% record in the group. Awkward one for Shikar, but dealt with it. Quick feed from Mirajin. Now Chal under pressure from Larkin. He's deemed to have fouled the Turkish central midfielder.
Yeah, it looks like just a little nudge in the back, doesn't it? I don't think there's much in it either. It looks like she did win the ball and played the free kick well. Again, that was a nice ball. Turkey looked to press from the goal kick, and Anna Patton gets on the ball, breaks the line. Nice little ball into Marissa Shiva. And then we're out. And then Aoife Mannion tried to play one into Amber Barrow. It's just that final pass that's letting us down at the moment.
Excellent feed from Topçu. Dink over the first challenge, a little weave away from pressure. To her 12th year as a senior international, Ebru Topçu. Closing in on that 100 cap mark. Little ball turned inside by Chal. Topçu again trusted under pressure from Shiva. Space at a premium here. Topçu's done superbly and they've worked their way out of that well. And then put on it by Jin. Shikar. Red shirts pushing forward here in this attack. Pekel inside to Chal. Ireland back goal side, Abrahamsen. Movement ahead in towards Hanchar, not a bad ball either. With the physical presence that she brings, but a nudge in the back of Jessie Stapleton.
Yeah, good play by Turkey. They're not afraid to play either, Des. You can see that little triangle down the left-hand side. Topçu, I think key in it. Switch of play then out by Jin, out to the far side of the pitch. And it's not a bad ball in, but Hanchar just pushes Jessie Stapleton in the back.
And starting to put herself about Kader Hanchar of Besiktas. Goal scorer at Turner's Cross in a underage qualifier against the Republic of Ireland a few years ago. Shiva back with Stapleton, and now Patton. A step in here. Pressure comes from Turkoglu, who gets across. O'Sullivan shoved in the back by Abrahamsen. 10 games into her new season. North Carolina courage ever present, as you would expect. Denise O'Sullivan there.
Yeah, and we win a free kick in a good area after some good play, just finding the space in the pockets.
Katie McCabe and Megan Connolly, the two options here. And Chow. It's a two-person wall for Akos. Now we've reached a consensus in terms of the free kick. Megan Connolly heading for the penalty area. A little bit of pushing and shoving involving Jessie Stapleton. Here's McCabe heading in Stapleton's direction. She won the header as well. Just couldn't angle it back across goal where O'Sullivan and Barrett were lurking.
Yeah, you can see what they're trying to do here. Des, great ball in by Katie McCabe just to get Jess Stapleton to get it back across the goal, but she wasn't able to get the power on it.
You can see when Turkey are trying to get it through Child. Denise O'Sullivan's keeping an eye on that. So we saw Megan Connolly being picked up at the other end. Both sides with lessons learned from the first meeting. Loose pass from Gillek, picked off by O'Sullivan. Mannion. Movement in towards Barrett, who's asked to hold it up, dealt with in physical fashion by Abrahamson. The home fans and the home players not happy with that.
Yeah, Amber does well there. That's a good ball in by Aoife Mannion, and I think she can read that she's going to come through the back of her. And it's definitely a free kick.
And she'd have been expecting this tonight, Amber Barrett. Abrahamson, who represented Sweden up to under-23 level. Throwing a lot at senior level in with Turkey. She's made a quick impact, just over a year in the side. A career that's taken in her homeland, as well as Spain and Italy and Czechia. Char detailed to pick up Stapleton here. Topchu organising, along with Peckel. This time, Stapleton looking to get on the end of it again, which she did. No one there to profit. And Topchu can launch it away for the home side.
It's obviously a free kick they've worked on in training days, and it's good balls in. Jess Stapleton's just not able to get the power on it to get it back cross goal.
McCabe. Megan Connolly. In Abby Larkin, good delivery. Up in the air from Abrahamson. Child didn't get a whole lot on her clearance. Patton just looking to cushion it into the run of Amber Barrett. Just a reminder, lest you need a reminder, that Slovenia on course to make it 15 points in 5 games. The Republic of Ireland starting here on 9. So a win is a must to make Tuesday night a deciding game in terms of automatic qualification. Turkey still within that, with an outside shot of grabbing second spot if they win here. Round the corner from Shiker. And safety first from Stapleton. Does go to Tuesday, it will still be a big ask after what happened in Slovenia. Beaten by 4 goals to 0, a Slovenian side that, well, through 5.5 games and more now has conceded just a single goal in the group. McCabe rolls it forward, breaks off Barrett. Forward by Abrahamson. Patton as Hanchar sets off again. Now Jin looking to pressurise, and she'll go all the way here. Taken on the chest by O'Sullivan. Jivelek. Forced backwards, but she's got the bounce of the ball there, Jivelek. Larkin gets a toe in. Whistle gone.
Yeah, I think it's just Denise O'Sullivan trying to recover there. Gives away the free kick.
Carla Ward, obviously coming away from home, you'd love the comfort of an early goal. That has not come. As Abrahamson sends it forward again. Good win in the air from Patton. Larkin. Mannion cleverly dropping off to give her that ball to play. And Abrahamson's touch a loose one.
Yeah, and Aoife Mannion there just knows she's in trouble, thinks forward, plays it into the right space, and we win a throw-in. Doesn't always have to be perfect, Des.
Battle for a spot at club level with the Canadian international Jade Riviere.
Yeah, and she's came into the Ireland team, Des, and I think she's done surprisingly well in that full-back position as well. I predominantly still think her best position is centre-back, so that's a credit to herself.
She's been excellent so far. Cap number 16 for Aoife Mannion now. Missed out on her shot at going to the World Cup through injury. O'Sullivan, that slaloming style. But between them, Topju and Chow forming a strong defensive barrier just in front of those centre halves.
Yeah, there's at the moment I just think everything's a little bit in front of them. Abby Larkin got the ball there, sucked out their left back, and there's actually space to just roll the ball in behind, but we need the run to get in there, and we choose to go inside and play in front of them again. And that's making it easy for them. I think we need to give them a little bit more to think about, maybe risk the ball a little bit more in them forward areas.
Stapleton reacting sharply. An Irish squad without the likes of Heather Payne, Leanne Kiernan, Jessou, Lily Agg and Jamie Finn. Still you look to the bench and some good attacking options if and when Carla Ward might need them.
Yeah, and lots of experience on the bench as well, and Megan Campbell and Louise Quinn.
Patton sprays it across McCabe. A delicate first touch to get her facing forward, playing forward. Stenius scoring the goal for Arsenal, a famous win against Barcelona to become European champions.
Serious result, Des.
Stapleton going the direct route towards Amber Barrett. Again, you can see how touch-tight Huz is. Decision given against Barrett though. Just offside.
Yeah, it's close though, but there is the space. I don't think there's anything wrong with the ball. Amber just needs the time to run a little bit better, and she's fast enough to get there. And like I said early in the game, that is her strength. But we know that Huz and Abrahamson are going to be quite physical back there, and they let Ciara Caruso know that in the first game in Dublin.
Jin, born in Germany and came through one of the biggest clubs in terms of the women's game, Wolfsburg. Turkulu, clean challenge from Stapleton, and Larkin looks towards Shiva. Topju pressurising straight away. Mirai Jin again. Pekka. Abrahamson. Now Jivelek. Stray pass though, no chance there for Jin as she was getting across. Topju wins it back again though.
Yeah, and they're the moments, Des. You can see us, we're sitting back on more of a mid-low block as well, and we win the ball back. We need to be able to exploit the space they leave.
Good strength there from Hanchar to hold off Stapleton. Here goes Jin, lovely ball in behind Mannion. Jivelek across, and Hanchar goes to ground, looks imploringly towards the referee for a penalty. That's not going to come. But that's set in motion by the strength and the hold-up play of Hanchar.
Good link up by Hanchar and Jin, who've just came into the team as well. You can see the threat they are going forward.
Beautifully weighted ball, fed in behind for Jivelek. Cross looked a good one. Shikar. Hakel offering support on the overlap. Maybe Shikar's better option might have been to cross herself. Good tracking back by Lucy Quinn.
Yeah, good recovery run by Lucy Quinn. You can see it's Ireland now that's sitting back in that low block and just giving Turkey the ball. There's nothing wrong with that. I think if we can stay compact and organise it and win it and then exploit the space on the counter-attack, it should give us good opportunities going forward. And this was the moment here that it looks like Jess Stapleton might have caught Hanchar's ankles on the way, it clipped them on the way across, so maybe it's a let-off for Ireland.
She's definitely a handful, Hanchar. She ended the domestic season with 15 league goals. They're pressurising high up here, forcing a heavy pass. Good little period this in the game for the home side as we head towards the half-hour mark. .15 or so to go in Ljubljana. Still Slovenia 2, Greece 0. Sullivan. A bit of work to do there to extricate herself. 3 red shirts around her.
Yeah, good play by Denise and get herself out of that little compact space. And I'm not exactly sure what Anna Patton was trying to do, but the ball goes out for a Turkey throw-in.
Nejla Gungur-Kuras. Good coaching pedigree. 10 years in and around the men's clubs in the Turkish Super League after also doing well. The underage girls teams at Turkey, one very good team at under 17 level in particular, and those players coming through. Coming into a side that's just coming up from League C. I guess the first objective is to make yourself hard to beat and hard to score against, which they have done. The next objective is to try and carry that threat at the other end.
Yeah, Des, and they're not bad on the ball. They've been decent in possession. They've got some technically good players, well organised behind the ball, and you can see what they're trying to do in possession.
30 minutes in, Ireland with the stronger start, but Turkey decide who'll feel they're getting the upper hand here at the moment. Brosnan clips it out to that far side. Lovely take again from McCabe. Patton again. Mannion. The watchful gaze of her manager. Stapleton. Megan Connolly says, just feed it into me there. She found a lovely little pocket of space. Links it onto Shiva. Lucy Quinn demanding it wide of her. Quinn gets it now from McCabe. Driving inside, Lucy Quinn. Going to have a shot as well. Great effort. And tipped over the crossbar by Akos. But she looked frustrated when she didn't get it first time from Marissa Shiva. And then on receipt from McCabe, really positive this from Lucy Quinn.
Yeah, better play from Ireland. I think that's our first shot on target in the game as well. And Lucy Quinn just does something a bit different, just cuts inside and gets the shot away. And that came from, I think, a positive build-up from our goal kick as well, where Anna Patton played at the corner out to Katie. We kept possession.
Sharp bit of goalkeeping as well from Akos, taking no chances up and over her crossbar. 53rd cap tonight, an experienced netminder. And 3 of the heavy hitters clustered together here for the in-swinger from Katie McCabe. Towards that near post. And easily dealt with. Throwing back to Megan Connolly. Mannion. And Lucy Quinn. What about the cross? Instead goes short. Gets it back once more. what she was looking for over the head of Shiva. We've seen already in the group the effect that a half-time whistle can have, certainly in that game over in Greece. And much changed side in the second half with a couple of astute substitutions. Shiva being one, McKay being the other. It's tidied up by Chow. 2 players down here, and the referee's going to have to bring a halt to it.
I think Shiva and Peckel just collided. Shiva actually catches Peckel on the way down, but I think she's probably making the most of it.
Wrap on the shin, it seems, for Malachi Peckel. A chance just for the respective management teams and coaching staffs now to get a little bit of word and advice across.
Yeah, Des, I think it's been even Stevens enough at times. Ireland have had moments to get forward, but resorted to one long opportunity. I think we've failed to really get in behind them. Dropped off a little bit, gave Turkey possession, which I think is okay as well, but when it comes into our area, I think we need to be more aggressive to win it back and then counter-attack and get forward.
Turkey's 2 home games so far, both ending a 0-0. 1-0 against Greece, the Elif Keskin goal, and just a 1-0 defeat to Slovenia. So maybe no surprise to see the scoreline as it is, 10 minutes to go in this first half. Our Bulgarian referee just making sure all's in readiness to get us underway again. Certainly if Ireland can get the win to take it to Tuesday. The fond memories of their last trip down to Parc y Cuivre, that famous win against the French. Connolly, she goes again on Tuesday, will be of course one of those on home soil. Here's Lucy Quinn. A lovely ball inside. Shiva, and she picked the right pass. Barrett wanted it into feet. Child dispossessed by Larkin. Mannion cuts inside, still going. Barrett, little touch around the corner, looking for O'Sullivan.
Yeah, you could see what she was trying to do there, Des, and Lucy Quinn started to come into the game a little bit more, a few nice little sharp touches, and Abby Larkin reacted really well there just to counter press and win the ball back.
Launched by Saldakos. Lands in the centre circle. Unimpeded header for Jessie Stapleton. And there might be an opportunity here. Took it early, Amber Barrett. Maybe sensing the goalkeeper wasn't set, wasn't in position.
Just doesn't really catch her right there, does she? And just drags it wide. But well, good play by Jess Stapleton just to dominate that midfield area and come through and win the ball.
Amber Barrett, so often the one coming off the bench. He's done enough for Carla Ward to be the starter now ahead of Kira Caruso, who missed those Greece games with a quad injury. Barrett did what she had to do, goals home and away. Took the responsibility of that penalty in Tala as well when there was no Katie McCabe. Here's Child, turned into O'Sullivan. That, you would imagine, might be a yellow card coming for Abrahamson. And they're doing all they can to halt the charge here of Denise O'Sullivan. Might be a couple of yellow cards. Jivalek has certainly got one.
Denise was going to stay on her feet there anyway at all costs. She does really, really well to win the ball back, and that's one of her strengths in the game. Just drives into the space and is fouled twice on her way down.
So Jivalek has been booked. I think Abrahamson might have gotten away with the first one. Left back cautioned, something that will be noted no doubt by Abby Larkin. We've seen Jessie Stapleton strength in the air from a couple of deliveries already. As the skipper looking in her direction again. Larkin trying to provide Connolly with a little bit of room to attack this one. Big cluster of players right there together, referee with plenty to keep an eye on. McCabe, plenty of air on this one. Stapleton is the target, wins her header again, up and over Hanchar. You see Quinn, back with Aoife Mannion, and now all the way back to Brosnan. Sent long, Abrahamson up to Big Patton. An excellent ball out to the far side, Peckel. Faced up by Stapleton, she's got runners as well. Peckel all the way across to this near side. Mirai Jin went for goal, Patton makes the save, ball still there. Turn goalwards again, and Ireland with enough bodies to block the effort of Topchu. A close run thing, a brilliant ball out to the right to Peckel, got the move in motion, and Brosnan forced into action.
Yeah, it's probably the best chance of the game, isn't it? And a good ball out here wide as well. Right across, and Courtney Brosnan's there to save it, and then we have to get bodies in around it. Good block by Aoife Mannion in the end.
She was there on a couple of occasions, Aoife Mannion. Crucially there on that second one.
Yeah, Shin was a danger there as well, and I think Katie and Kay McCabe and Aoife Mannion got caught out on the same side.
Jivelek's corner, off the head of Anna Patton, and Larkin the set off here. Inside to O'Sullivan, back towards Larkin again. Excellent early ball that. Shiva turns it on to Barris. Peckel right there with her. And at the end of it all, just a throw in for Ireland.
Yeah, Peckel back defending now, and good little bit of play down the right hand side to switch it out by Abby Larkin. And Amber wins the free kick, or the throw in.
And it's into Barris to link up with Shiva. Lifted away by Jin. Hanchar is driven through that gap. Not much of a gap between Connolly and Stapleton. Has to wait for support now to arrive. Oh, she'd done the hard work, then passes straight to O'Sullivan.
Yeah, it looked like a tired pass by Hanchar there, but again you can see Shin really coming forward to join in the attack.
Mannion overruns it. And Mariam Chow sliding it. Sullivan on the move. Abrahamson stepping off. Katie McCabe left-footed. Oh, she'd have fancied that one. Diving to palm away Akos. First time she's popped up edge of the penalty area in open play. And draws the save, Katie McCabe.
Yeah, the game's really started to open the last 5 minutes, Des, and great vision by Denise O'Sullivan. Pull it back, Katie McCabe has time and just tries to curl it in to the right-hand side of the goalie, and she makes a good save. Good chance for Ireland.
Almost marking her 97th cap with a 30th goal there. Connolly on the dead ball delivery again. Short option there if she wants it. It likely won't. Goalkeeper palms it. It comes to McCabe. And Akos got across again. Or was it Sheikha? Her body's flashing across that ball as it was smashed goalwards by Katie McCabe.
Yeah, I think it was Akos that made the key save there, and that's a big moment in this game. Good delivery into the back post. She gets a touch on it and gets back in across the goal, and it was actually
Sheikha on the line.
Sheikha on the line that saves it. Great goal line defending.
Well, that's twice now she's done it. Once in Tala, and again perfectly positioned Busem Sheikha to clear one off the line in Istanbul.
Yeah, because Akos goes and punches it away and is out of position, and she covers the goal really well.
Some goalkeepers want one on each post, some don't want anyone, some one on one post. She knows her job, she's done it well again. Here is Barrett, looking to show strength on the end line. Chances starting to come now as the half goes on. Mannion to Connolly. Megan Connolly again. Mannion touches it inside. Chal barrelling into the back of Anna Patton. Just her 15th cap, but ever since her debut against France, she's grown in stature. Anna Patton. Jivelek. Shiva. Jivelek into the back of O'Sullivan. And there again, Jivelek takes it back from Jin. Nice hand charge chase again, tidied up by O'Sullivan. Packel is quick. Closing on Brosnan, who kept her composure. Stapleton, risky one into Connolly, who was coming under pressure either side of her. Chance for McCabe to survey her options towards Lucy Quinn. She carrying sharply. Takes it inside, no one in red there. Picked up by Mannion. Picks a good ball out to O'Sullivan. Immediately the touch to turn and find Larkin. Barrett on the move here. Goalkeeper advances. Amber Barrett. Angle tightening, and Akos makes the save. Swiftly worked one into the other. Excellent from Denise O'Sullivan again. But Akos standing her ground.
Yeah, you can see the space there now, Des. Great ball by Denise. She turns and swivels into Abby Larkin. Perfectly timed pass. I think Amber Barrett's touch just takes her a little bit too wide, and she's not able to get it back in and around. And Akos in goal had some really key moments in the last 10 minutes or so to keep her team in the game.
She's had a good first half. At least one to be added on. A few stoppages first half. Ireland might have been thinking there may have been more. But final chance it looks like now. Fourth corner of this half. Connolly to take, stands it right onto Stapleton's head, who just couldn't angle it on target.
Yeah, you can see Jessie Stapleton's a target from all the set pieces, and we know how good Megan Connolly and Katie McCabe's deliveries can be. Akos is in no hurry here now to take this, just giving her team a moment to regroup and get to half-time.
A few shifts in momentum in this first half. No goals, but both sides have had their periods in the ascendancy. Into stoppage time in Ljubljana. Slovenia closing in on that 3 points there, leading 2-0, but no goals in Istanbul. Strong start from Ireland and strong finish to the half. Akos called into action on a couple of occasions, and one good clearance off the line from Boussem Sheker. A few threats at the other end as well, though. Courtney Brosnan having to be on her mettle. But at half-time, it's Turkiye 0, the Republic of Ireland 0. And we'll get the first half thoughts of Niamh and Rihanna Whitmarie when we return.
Hello, darlings. Futuristic scooters, old school website. Relax. Smart AI will sort this. Design, text, images, instantly generated for your business. Your digital partner, Ionos.
My partner Nico and I wanted to create something together. Home fragrances that take you to inspiring new places. A few homemade candles later, and Earl of East was born. With Adobe Express, creating everything we need for our business is a breeze. Now, every day can be a little more special for people around the world.
Ireland are starting to settle into the game, but plenty still to do in Turkiye. It was a home side, though, who had the best chance of the first half. A big let-off for Ireland. It's 0-0 in Istanbul. Rihanna, it's been one of those games where it's hard really to see much between the two sides, and when you think about the difference in the rankings, it's hard to believe that Ireland have struggled a bit out there.
Yeah, for a period of time, I actually think Turkiye were the better team. They had us under a little bit of pressure. I think once again we were sloppy in possession, turning the ball over silly and offering up opportunities to them. Now I think we recovered in the last 5 or 10 minutes of the half. We probably got our better chances just before the break.
Niamh, we did highlight how Ireland were sloppy, as Rihanna said, in possession before the game. They don't seem to have learned a huge amount, though, from the last few games. What do you think is the problem?
I think it's maybe just taking care of possession when we need to, and I think a lot of our own problems again have been caused in the build-up here. We just see some sloppy, loose play from the back, and it's putting ourselves under pressure. And I mean, these are basics, really. Just there's no pressure, there's no excuse for giving the ball away in these circumstances. And yeah, we've caused our own problems again at times, and just being sloppy in those situations, turning the ball over when it's you're working so hard to regain it, and again, playing out from the back, we've put ourselves under pressure here from a high press from Turkey, and it's sloppy and it's disrupting rhythm, and then it's also giving Turkiye, you know, those opportunities when we really don't need to be giving them easy opportunities as we have done.
Yeah, Rihanna, there was some positivity, though, towards the end of the half, and Ireland were starting to create chances, finally, almost, though.
Yeah, I think they found a bit of rhythm towards the end. You can see here Lucy Quinn picks up the ball on the outside. She's looking for an option centrally, and she decides to take the strike on herself, and the keeper does well to knock it over. This is kind of a half chance for Amber, but she, knowing her standards and what she expects of herself, she'd be disappointed that she didn't connect with it. This one drops to Katie at the edge of the box, and she'll be disappointed that she didn't stick that top corner. I think that's the first time that we've seen herself and Denise combine, and the defender does very well here to clear it off the line. We spoke about Abby before the game, and Amber making those runs into the channel, and she'll be very disappointed with that first touch. It takes her too wide, and she's unable to get set then. And we know that we can be threatening from set pieces, and Jessie Stapleton will be a bit disappointed that she didn't connect better with that.
I'd imagine as well, Niamh, that Carla Ward won't be too happy at half-time, and a lot of it will probably be because Turkey have troubled Ireland quite a lot of times.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they show they can play, obviously, on the left, Hanchar up through the middle, and on the left-hand side in particular, they've been dangerous and threatening, and yeah, we can't afford to give them, you know, easy opportunities. And again here, Aoife Mannion's in a position, she probably needs to not let that ball go in behind her, and we're lucky there wasn't a penalty given away. Jessie Stapleton ends up clipping their 9 in the box, and again, this is probably one of the best opportunities of the half. Courtney parries into a dangerous area, and it's good defending from Aoife Mannion to stop what is a goal-bound effort. So yeah, the Turkey have shown that they're dangerous, and yeah, we have to be aware of that.
Rihanna, Caitlin Hayes has been put through her paces in Istanbul at the moment. Why do you think that there is so much disjointedness at the back?
Yeah, I think Niamh spoke about it beforehand. I think we're just playing ourselves into difficult situations, trying to overplay, but also being sloppy in possession means that we're wide open then, because we're trying to be expansive, we're trying to get players in positions that we can exploit the Turkiye, and I think that when we turn the ball over sloppily, we're allowing them spaces, we're giving them the spaces to play the ball in behind, and we're having to turn and face our own goal. So I think it's all coming down from our own individual play. They're not really breaking us down when we're set. It's more so, as I said, in the transition, like we spoke about before the game as well.
OK, lots to do in the second half, but it's time for another quick break. Second half coming up after these. A couple of pretty significant football matches coming your way on RTE over the next few days. Tomorrow night, PSG and Inter go head-to-head for top European honours. The UEFA Champions League final is on RTE2 and the RTE player from 7 o'clock. And we're back on Tuesday for the Republic of Ireland's crucial final Women's Nations League match. We're live from Cork for Ireland against Slovenia, and that's on RTE2 and the RTE player from 5:30. Well, it's half-time in Istanbul, and it is Turkiye 0, Republic of Ireland 0. A huge second half is needed here, Rihanna. How does Carla Ward get her big players like the Denise O'Sullivans into the game?
I think we just need to be more calm in possession. You know Denise is always going to pick up those pockets of space when they appear in the midfield, and we just need to be more aware of where they are. I think that we had one or two glimpses of where herself and Katie connected and seemed to be a brighter spark, and I think if we can get that switch between Denise and then out to the right-hand side where we've spoken about, where Abby Larkin can be competitive in those 1v1 situations, that we could get some joy.
Who'll be happier, Niamh? Which manager?
Obviously the Turkiye manager. I mean, it's 0-0 here. They've had some opportunities. They'll be happy. We need to win the game. So, yeah, we've showed glimpses in the last part of that first half. So we need to build on that now and really push forward quicker and break more at pace and commit bodies forward and try and get Denise Sullivan on the ball.
OK, well, look, we're going to find out if there's going to be changes. It looks like Caitlin Hayes is coming on. Let's rejoin our commentary team now. Vanya and Des to find out.
Yeah, thanks, Marie. Welcome back. So Caitlin Hayes on the way here at half-time, having undergone a rigorous warm-up during the break, and it's Aoife Mannion. She is going to be replacing Mannion. Picked up a little bit of a knock. So Caitlin Hayes, now of Brighton, having started the season with Celtic, is in for the second half.
Yeah, and it might be a little bit of adjustment for Caitlin Hayes if she's going to go into that right-back position, but we'll see what happens as the game transpires now. Can't see us shifting our formation. But it's unfortunate for Aoife Mannion, because I think over the course of this campaign she's probably been one of our better players on the ball in regards to decision making.
There would be the possibility of a back three here as well, so let's wait and see if Carla Ward is sticking to her 4 or rejigging things slightly. It does look like formation will stay the same. So Caitlin Hayes on for her 21st cap, a couple of goals in the 20 that have come to this point. Ireland looking for a goal scorer. 45 minutes left here in Istanbul.
Yeah, and Caitlin Hayes has probably been unfortunate not to be starting off the back of a good previous campaign. So it's an opportunity for her now to get back into the team.
Yeah, she's gone inside right side at centre back alongside Jessie Stapleton here, Anna Patton just shifting out to the right hand side. Katie McCabe remains at left back.
Yeah, I think that's something that the girls spoke about at half-time, is just their quality in playing out from the back, and Jess Stapleton just misplaces the passing. It's Katie McCabe, and we concede possession in our own half. For me, Des, I think that Rihanna and Niamh Fahey said it at half-time that we need to try get Denise O'Sullivan on the ball.
And a man there as well. The Ireland assistant manager out issuing some instructions. Katie McCabe closed down by Topchu. We've seen Anna Patton from centre half over the last few games in the group. Happy to carry that ball out again, so she might get more opportunities to get forward from right back.
Yeah, she's a good ball playing centre half, Des, so I think she'll be able to adapt to that right back role.
A scrappy opening 90 seconds in the second half as both sides look to find their rhythm again. Amber Barrett able to keep it with her, and then fouling Chiker. You played in a few positions, club and international level, but going from winger to full back, you've done that, haven't you?
Do you want to go there, Des? Yeah, I scored in one game and then I ended up left back for Megan Campbell. She went off injured, so don't think I ever got out of there since.
This is just that little mindset shift when you have to go from being an attacking winger to defending against an attacking winger. She's done a good job tonight, Chiker, so far. Here on the other side is Jivelek. Jean push back. Chal is the option, now Topchu. Closed and dispossessed by Megan Connolly. Look to go early for Amber Barrett, good cover from Abrahamson. Megan Connolly on it again. Patton. One for Larkin to chase. Chal has the head start. Support inside from Abrahamson. Between them looking for a route out here. Jin. Back with Abrahamson again. Found themselves in some tight situations in the game, but backed themselves on the ball to play their way out. They've managed to do so again. Up to Hanshar, lovely touch. Stapleton right at her back. Pekka making up ground on this near side. Squared inside Hanchar, here's the chance and there's the goal. 3 minutes into the second half. Well, she provided a lovely, delicate touch on the halfway line, Hanchar, to set her teammate free on the far side, and then she pops up at the end of the move to hammer it beyond Courtney Brosnan. It's just Turkey's second goal in the group, and it is a big one. The Republic of Ireland trail in Istanbul.
Yeah, that's a poor goal for Ireland to concede. A good goal for Turkey. Good play by them, but we went to counter press and didn't manage to win the ball back in their half, and some intricate little bit of play, some nice triangles. Cleverly, their left back into Hanchar, a little one around the corner, and Hanchar then again to get on the end of it. And you could just see the space, little one outside of her right foot. They drive into the space, and Hanchar is the hungry to get back into the box, and she wins the ball and slots it home beautifully. But again, I think you probably have to question our organisation behind the ball when the rest of the team go and counter press, that we just don't have good counter control.
It's a 7th senior international goal for Kader Hanchar, given the nod to start tonight, and she has justified that with the goal. Very well taken.
Hate to say it, Des, but you could kind of see it coming. They probably had the better chances in the first half.
And now Ireland having to show some character to work their way back into this, and just looking at that group, win here for Turkey, if it was to be that, would get them to 6 points. And their final game away to bottom of the table Greece. Ireland's final game at home to top of the table Slovenia. If they leave here beaten, and a chance for Turkey ultimately, the final round of games, to end up in the same amount of points. Then we go to the head-to-head and to the head-to-head goal difference. And it gets very tight, very edgy indeed.
This is a big challenge now for the players. Carla Ward, what are we going to do? I think you can see Ciara Caruso warming up there with intent. Don't think it'll be long till we see her coming onto the pitch. Now we need to really, really take this game to Turkey.
Top shoe, yellow card for her tangle with Katie McCabe. If you're asked to move and you don't move, and you're asked again and you still don't move, you can't argue with that yellow card. Megan Connolly, and she landed on the money here. It's not a bad looking delivery. Caitlin Hayes and Anna Patton between them challenging for it. I wonder about the Turkish approach now as well, having gotten themselves in front. Do they push for a second? Do they guard their lead? Shikar. Industrious Chow, lovely ball swept right hand side for Pekel. McCabe wins the tackle, just looks like taking a blow to the face in doing so. Switch of play again, finds Mirai Jin. Backing up Patton into the penalty area, Jin. Sets it for Jivalek, here comes the cross. Hanchar looking to attack it and looking to get a second bite at it as well. Ireland scrambling, but scrambling offensively, and it's away by Hayes. Shikar wins the throw-in off Lucy Quinn. Ireland having to be vigilant there. It was a good ball in from Jivalek, and the physical presence of Hanchar causing problems again.
Yeah, Shivalek's done really well down that left-hand side. They've been a real threat down there, and Megan Connolly goes well to get back in and around the ball. We managed to scramble it away.
The triangles here. Here goes Shikar. Showing the winger side to her game. Turkey in an advanced position here. And having conceded that goal, just having to dig in defensively now. Make sure the damage doesn't get any deeper. Short to Topchu. Uses her body well to fend off the pressure from Shiva. Abrahamson. Looks like she's put too much on that one. Straight to Courtney Brosnan. McCabe Tackle again, working hard to get goal side. Ball is for the run of O'Sullivan. Gilbeen Woods taking no chances.
Well, you can see Katie McCabe's trying to look forward every time she gets on the ball, trying to pick out and connect with Lisa Sullivan.
Sullivan gliding into the penalty area. Lucy Quinn, it's charged down by Turkoglu. And Quinn suffocated and smothered in possession, and now Turkey look to break. Pakel slips one, looking to go in behind Caitlin Hayes. Offside flag up anyway for the run of Mirai Jin.
Yeah, Jin had run offside. I think Anna Patton knew she was offside. She got in on the wrong side of her.
Can Ireland find a response to the concession of that goal? McCabe forced back to Stapleton. Now Hayes. We'll add another attacking threat on set pieces as well. Caitlin Hayes, very good goal scoring record when she was with Celtic. Here's Larkin, positive, driving on. O'Sullivan will let fly here, cross shot that well, neither Barrett nor Lucy Quinn could get on the end of.
Better from Abby Larkin and Denise O'Sullivan linking up, and that's a dangerous ball across the box, and just needs someone hungry enough just to get in on the end of it.
Gauze will take as much time as she's allowed here. Decides to go short to Huz. Shikare, good touch on a ball that was zipped to her. Chal back to Akos again. Shiva. Header picked up by Shikare. Chal, who's been impressive in that midfield and shows her passing range again. Left foot and right. She is providing. On goes Jivalek once more, and Larkin forced to defend. And Turkey in that position now where they can look to break when Ireland push numbers forward. Chal's distribution has been on the money.
Yeah, and Turkey are going to be in no rush here now from restart. It's going to be up to Ireland now to have the quality and the tempo in possession.
Jin pinning Abby Larkin. Larkin back for more though. She's done well there. A huge 35 minutes now for Carla Ward. Certainly doesn't want to go into a position where we're going from chasing promotion to potentially a playoff to avoid relegation.
Yeah, Des, you'd like to think there'll be some substitutions coming on now soon, fresh legs.
I mentioned Ciara Carusa, Emily Murphy is there, Saoirse Noonan. Erin Healy is the wild card that we don't know what she's done in training in terms of forcing the hand maybe of Carla Ward to throw her in for a debut. Caitlin Hayes. Does it go long? Too much on that for Larkin. Jivalek. It's plenty on her throw in. Forward by Patton. And ball given. This is where Ireland have to maintain their composure. Turkey killing the game at every opportunity.
Yeah, it's key for Ireland not to get frustrated now, I think, Des, when they're trying to slow it down and be really switched on when the game goes back, the ball goes back into play.
Just to confirm, Slovenia did wrap up a 2-0 win against Greece. Perfect group for them so far. Another clean sheet, just 1 goal conceded, 5 wins out of 5. Next up for them, that trip to Cork on Tuesday. And as it stands, they'll be heading there as group winners. Can Ireland change that narrative? McCabe gliding on the inside. Pakel times her challenge well. Turkoglu. Stapleton off the middle again. Back up. Gets it on her left, slides it across the edge of the penalty area, looking for a hand shot. Pass picked off by Hayes. Now Shiva. Larkin. To dance her way beyond Jivalek again. Fullback recovers. Gets it to Chell. Turkey back in possession. Chell. She and Topçu certainly controlling it for Turkey. And now Topçu, that big switch again. Jim caught offside. Really didn't need to be. Plenty of space out there with Patton tucking in.
Yeah, but as you can see what they're trying to do, Topçu's really starting to control the midfield, pull the strings, link up from the defence into the forwards.
Well, changes aplenty. 3 it looks like on the way. Saoirse Noonan, Emily Murphy as well as down there, and Kira Carusa. So Abby Larkin's gone, Marissa Shiva's gone. Carla Ward looks to get as many goal scorers on the pitch as she can. Amber Barrett off as well.
We're going to go to a front two now with Kira Carusa. Saoirse Noonan up top.
Carla Ward has done, has given these 3 plenty of time to affect the game now. A half hour plus. Noonan, who has been so prolific for Celtic this season.
Yeah, it looks like Kira Carusa is dropping into that attacking midfield role that Marissa Shiva was in.
Carusa got the winner against Turkey in the opening game, scored in Greece as well. Stapleton. Hayes into the channel. Noonan on the move. Here is Murphy. A couple of decent cameos off the bench already. Emily Murphy, Denise O'Sullivan. Early for Lucy Quinn. Decision time now for Quinn. Back in on her right-hand side, O'Sullivan. Turkey with numbers back. Ireland trying to find that space. Patton, good-looking cross in the header. Well, just too straight at the goalkeeper. Akos from Kira Carusa. Plenty of attacking threats in there now for any deliveries into the Turkish penalty area.
Absolutely, I think it's balls in the box time, isn't it? Saoirse Noonan and Kira Carusa in there. We know how prolific they are in the air. Just doesn't manage to get enough on it either. But that all started by Megan Connolly just punching the ball into Denise O'Sullivan, and we were able to go and attack from there.
Hayes wins the header. The pressure from Turkoglu, and then a foul by Jin. After an impressive first half, just struggling to get into it in the second. This would be a notable win for Turkey, were they to get it.
Still time, Des. We need to just keep wearing them down, giving them something to think about at the back. Get that ball forward earlier now with the players that we have up there.
Not enough on that from Jessie Stapleton. Picked off by Pekel. Just giving it straight to McCabe, though. Bends one in behind Gulbin Huz. Noonan on the run. Ball in, nobody gambling though on getting there. Just made a bright start, Saoirse Noonan. Up the right-hand side, then running the left channel. Topçu backing herself in possession. Taking too much out of it. Katie McCabe has a look. Noonan heading for the penalty spot. It was a vital header from Abrahamson to deny it coming through to her. And a Patton stepping forward, caught it brilliantly, but straight at Abrahamson. She's come up with 2 big defensive moments there. Sejde Abrahamson, who was an injury doubt, a serious injury doubt coming into this game, but showing her worth there. Murphy a little too aggressive.
Yeah, I think she played for that. Cleverlick and smart. Just a little tug of the jersey and goes down. Wins her team a free kick. We can see just Katie McCabe getting forward there. Forward passing to Saoirse Noonan. goes, wins the ball back, bursts into space, get the ball in the box, keep getting the ball in the box. We go win second phase, out the edge of the box, get shots on target. I don't think we did enough of that in the first half and in the previous game against Greece.
So we've got Emily Murphy on the right, Lucy Quinn on the left, Saoirse Noonan supported by Ciara Carusa through the middle. Almost an attacking line of 4 up top now for Carla Ward. Of course, it's a couple of goals that they're chasing, providing they keep Turkey out at the other end. Jivelek continuing her throw-in again. Murphy, Newcastle United quite able to link up. Stapleton and McCabe getting in a tangle. Here's the hard-running Pekka. Trying to win something, Katie McCabe recovers. Now looks for a ball out. The work rate of Pekka again. Back goal side and now backing up her fullback.
Yeah, she's been very good and effective out on that right-hand side. Both wingers actually, and Shane as well. Anytime there's a counter-attack at the moment, they're up quick to support Hanshaw up top.
She's getting her breather now. We saw her play up front in Tala. A lot of running with her very little possession. And who's very much from the category of no-nonsense defending. Ireland break this obdurate defence down. Carusa shows her strength, still going. Ciara Carusa. Chow eventually in her way. Katie McCabe. A little nibble there from Shikar. Cross stood up towards the back. And Jivelek with the latest big defensive effort from a Turkish point of view. I just wonder though, Katie McCabe, was she just clipped inside the penalty area?
Yeah, it does. It wouldn't be like Katie McCabe not to go down if she did feel a clip, to be honest, but she does really well to get to the end line, just hang ones up back post, and we get a corner kick for it. Much better for Ireland, starting to ask tricky questions, putting them under pressure, giving that back four something to do.
Penning Turkiye in now, and still over a quarter this to go. Ireland on the move from the back post. Akgaw's terrific goalkeeping made that hers. 5-6 Ireland players converging on her. Captain's armband, she brings a calming presence. She's been big at one end. Hanchard's come up with a big moment at the other. Launched by Akguz. Big header from Hayes, flicked on by Carusa, then it's Noonan. Seen Carla Ward through the game so far, like to maintain possession. We even saw it in the first half, plenty of touches for Patton and Stapleton as it was, but a little more direct it seems now second half, particularly with big targets to hit up there.
Yeah, absolutely. Saoirse Noonan and Ciara Carusa up there should be looking to get the ball up there, let Ciara Carusa hold it up, get the ball wide, get balls into the box and get players up to support from behind and just don't let it out. And I think Katie in the second half has been the most forward-thinking player from that left-back position.
Hayes gets it wide to Emily Murphy. Carusa on the move. Abrahamson goes with her. She's managed to keep it in place somehow on the end line, Ciara Carusa, and win the corner.
Yeah, Ciara Carusa did very well there. It looked like the ball could have been out 2 or 3 times. Big opportunity now from Ireland. We know how threatening we are from these set pieces, and Caitlin Hayes is obviously on the pitch now. Caitlin Hayes, Jess Stapleton and Anna Patton.
McCabe goes short. Carusa. Turkey caught sleeping. Good angle from McCabe round the back. Hayes won the header, but under pressure. The team backing into her, just couldn't control it. It's a long time for Turkey to have to dig in. They're going to freshen things up now with a couple of changes, one of whom is Elif Keskim. Because a lot of problems for Ireland down the right-hand side, back in Tala. Mirai Chin is the first one to make way.
Yeah, it's not a bad substitution to be able to make, and Jane has had a really, really good game as well. I think it's probably just fatigue as a factor. We spoke earlier about how quick she was to get back and get connected defending and to support the attack as well when Hanshaw got on the ball.
And also coming on, the masked figure of Arzu Karabulut. So 2 attacking players on. Pakel has given her all, no more to give. She's emptied the tank out there. Karabulut, who had that very late chance in Tala to grab a leveller. And saw it trickle agonisingly wide. 34 years of age now, still an important part of this squad. And she's going to get the final quarter here. Noonan. Abrahamson stood off, and as it turned out, proved to be the right decision. Here is Chal. Certainly been one of the top performers tonight, Mariam Chal. She's won her side the free kick here.
Yeah, Chal and top crew in midfield there have been brilliant, just sitting in front of that back four, just orchestrating things going forward. In the build up to that moment where Saoirse Noonan got on the ball, it was a great forward pass by Caitlin Hayes, but we need to do better then when we get into the final third.
Be pacing a little anxiously down in the Irish technical area now. Nelia Kouras. She'll be wishing the time away. And certainly hoping that there's no damage here for Chal. Represented Germany up to under-19 level. Mariam Chal, having been born there and come through at Hoffenheim. Technically very good. And as for Keskin, she brings that direct approach. This is the goal again. Jivelek did really well not to take the shot on. Squared it across. Lovely first touch, and the second not bad either. The game's biggest moment so far. Just over 20 to go. And Ireland in danger here. Jivelek volleyed away by Stapleton. By Carusa, that might break for Noonan. I think both she and Hus went in with stud showing. It's Hus who's come off worse. The referee will have to decide between what's genuine and what's a little bit of gamesmanship now. Hus, as we've seen over the two games, is a tough character. All played forward, stretch, and a vital touch from Jivelek. Played forward to Carusa. Spins sharply but turned into Chal. Now Turkulu. Keskin running ahead of her. Turkulu just shoved off it by Megan Connolly, who's claiming shoulder to shoulder. This is where you have to keep their heads. These moments will come now with Turkey in front.
Yeah, just don't get frustrated. I think Turkoglu did really well there. Impression to keep the playing. You can see the hunger at Kessin trying to get forward.
And here comes Megan Campbell. And the long throw with it. Keskin inside to Hanchar. Put in there from Stapleton. Keskin uses her body well against Lucy Quinn, but then likewise McCabe. Can Ireland find that surge of energy now? Difficult time in the season, of course, for the players who finished up their campaigns, but that's the same for both teams. He's on to Patton and back again. Now this will come to Hanchar. Gosling scurrying back towards her goal. One option to hit on the inside, and that was Turkoglu. Hanchar looking at a little weary herself now. McCabe inside to Megan Connolly. Carusa deep, zips that one out to Emily Murphy. Positive here, taking on Jivelek. Support arriving now in the penalty area. Lovely pick out. Here's Megan Connolly. Here comes the cross towards the back, away by Boussam Shiker. And now Keskin inside to Hanchar. Hits it beyond Hayes. And then left an arm out, maybe a little uncertain as to where Stapleton was on the cover, but the referee said there needed to be more contact than that for Hanchar to get her free kick.
Yeah, I think you alluded to it earlier, Des. The Hanchar's getting tired. I think she might have played that one, knew she was never going to get on the end of it.
Turkey have a player down. Ireland well within the rights to play on. McCabe Away from Keskin, here comes the latest cross that Turkey have to deal with, and Abrahamson does. Top chew. He's looking for a free kick, it's not there though. O'Sullivan. Quinn. And in turn by Megan Connolly. Hayes, nice ball into the feet of Carusa. Murphy. Drops the shoulder. Excellent work from Emily Murphy. Here's the latest cross. Up in the air from O'Sullivan. And a hasty clearance has gone flying behind from Cara Bulut. And now it's time for Megan Campbell. She is replacing Lucy Quinn, so Katie McCabe, you would imagine, to push further forward.
Yeah, Des, and we're only speaking about a half-time, maybe. It would be an option to push Katie McCabe on. We've no other natural left-sided players, left-sided wingers. And I think she started out as a winger as well, and we know she can dribble and make things happen. And obviously with the strength now, Megan Campbell coming on with her throw-in.
And that's 5 changes made by Carla Ward. A little bit of attention required for the goal scorer.
She looks out on her feet, Tess, to be honest.
She's had a big game. And first touch set her up beautifully, then through the legs of Jessie Stapleton, and Brosnan couldn't get there. So 3 changes in reserve. We'll make one of them here. So Hanchar is off to an ovation from the home supporters. She's done her bit now, hoping her teammates can see this through to the victory.
Yeah, she's had a great game. Hanchar hasn't been a threat in the box constantly and took her goal very well.
And it's Melike Öztürk on for her 10th senior cap in her first appearance in this group stage. Now between the corner deliveries and the impending Campbell long throw-ins, Ireland make one or more of these situations count. McCabe, Turkey again, left it 2-on-1 out there. McCabe drills it in. Oh, it broke off Patton. Could have gone anywhere. But tragically, from an Ireland point of view, didn't go in the net.
Yeah, that was a big chance, I think. I think Anna Patton didn't really expect it to land at her feet there. And clever little play, and one just drilled in across the box and just bounces off her and goes wide.
Turkey seemed so preoccupied with the threats in the box. They left the 2-on-1 out there, and Katie McCabe and Anna Patton almost took advantage. That Gauze has gotten her warning for time wasting. 14 plus added time left for Ireland to dig this one out of the fire. Forward by Patton, who's with the defensive header. Pieces picked up by Denise O'Sullivan. Big tackle coming in from Shikare, who celebrates as she did that clearance off the line in the first half. Real wholehearted operator. But now she's realised what's on the way. Megan Campbell has got a bit of room as well in terms of the run-up. Huge distance on that. Dropping in the penalty area, hooked away by Turkoglu. If an Irish head can make first contact when the ball comes in, it will be chaos in there. Lovely delicate touch that from Megan Connolly. Carusa driving at the heart of the defence. Options to her right hand side, including Anna Patton. Katie McCabe looking to lift it, and that has come off Shikare. He's taken one in the face and out for another Ireland corner.
Yeah, there's lots of space to exploit there. I think Saoirse Noonan made a great run out to the right hand side, and Katie McCabe gets on it. It looked like she was just trying to hang one up, and Shikare takes one for the team.
I don't think there's any gamesmanship there. Flush in the face for Boussam Shikare. Another one who's shown up well for the host tonight. Megan Connolly to deliver once more, an 8th Ireland corner. And Shikare brushed off any ill effects there to head away at the near post. Another dangerous ball in, goalkeeper got a second bite at it.
good ball in by Megan Connolly, just right in on top of the keeper, and it would only take the depth of touches to hit the back of the net.
And Patton getting across her eye line. Need to get that one right, Seldakos. And still the seconds ebb away. Turkey hanging on to this 1-0 lead. Megan Campbell stealthily making ground down this left-hand side. Patton and Noonan towards that near post area. Hurled in once more. It's come off a Turkish head. Oh, it's gone in, an own goal. Is it the unfortunate Shikar? Well, Ireland will take a goal from anyone and any type of goal, and it's the Megan Campbell long throw-in. Once it goes in there, as we said, it's chaos. And this time, well, Turkey in their efforts to deal with it only succeeded in looping it in beyond Seldakos, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Shikar, but you keep putting the ball into the right area, keep putting them under pressure, keep asking them questions. She just flicks it in over her own goalie's head. And a much-needed goal for Ireland.
And now with all these attacking players on the pitch, a chance for Ireland to go and win it. And Turkey defended so resolutely, and you would feel for Shikar. She's had a fine game. Just one of those moments where she felt she had to head it, and just saw it agonisingly loop over her goalkeeper and in. It gives Ireland now 10 minutes plus added time to find a winner. Noonan tried to release Carusa. Just a reminder, a win, the only possible outcome for Ireland to have a chance to win the group on Tuesday. Megan Campbell all the way across from left back for another throw-in. Not as much off-field space this time, but she'll arc that run up to get as much momentum into it as she can. Turkish supporters getting in her ear on the far side. Heavily populated penalty area. Headed away. And that time by Abrahamson. That time and not for the first time. Cara Balut didn't give it up. Ireland have it back again by the retreating Stapleton. Campbell. Impressive footwork. Here is Carusa. Noonan, a hand up at the back of the penalty area, wants the cross to come. Emily Murphy, there's Chal. Tired looking clearance though, Hayes. Does Ireland look to increase the pressure again? Carusa, headed away by Huz. It's always going to be a long time. Most of the second half for Turkey to hang on to that 1-goal lead. How much energy have they got to go the other way? Looking for that big switch all the way across to Keskin. And ends up fouling McCabe.
Yeah, McCabe recovered well into a good position there.
Keskin certainly knew what she was doing there, allowing the Irish captain to get away. Meda Karatash to come in. She replaces Ece Turkoglu. So more defensive change this one. Karatash of Galatasaray in for her 26th cap.
Yeah, she's on for an attacking midfielder, a defensive midfielder in just to sit in front of that back line. Try and nullify Ireland.
McCabe arrows that one towards the back. Oh, and the header from Saoirse Noonan was not a million miles away. Great service from Katie McCabe. Saoirse Noonan with that strength to attack it at the back post. And it's all the Republic of Ireland here down the stretch. Katie McCabe right up there now. Abrahamson strong in the air as we've seen tonight. Noonan did well just to get the lean on Just couldn't place the header where she wanted to.
Yeah, it's a good ball into a good area, and I think Abraham just did enough to put Saoirse Noonan off getting good contact on it.
Referee's finally had enough of the eating up the clock from Turkey. Akgöz gets her yellow card. So the group as it stands would have Slovenia on 15, Ireland on to 10, Turkey on to 4. Which would mean the group would be decided before the final day. Ireland need the winner. McCabe hunted down by Sinead Kerr. Lovely little nutmeg by Katie McCabe, and on she goes. Tries to feed it into the run of O'Sullivan. Miriam Chal, she's everywhere. Putting out fires for Turkey here.
Yeah, in a good position for Ireland to win another throw-in. Put this Turkey defence under more pressure.
Seems to be asking Chalice why she had to be the one deep in that penalty area to make that tackle. Abrahamson picking up Carusa. Megan Campbell ensuring she's got everyone where she wants in there. Flatter angle this time. Look at the distance on that one. Away by Huz. First on it, Megan Connolly. Skips away from the first tackle. Ball in towards Noonan and Stapleton. Turkey survive. Here is Chal. Again, doesn't waste a pass. And a chance to release Cara Balut down this side. And cross on the cover, Emily Murphy. Keskin. She cares, still with the energy to get forward. Keskin, seen off by Campbell. Turkey, it seems like a long, long time since they've been down this end of the pitch. Such has been Ireland's second half dominance since the goal. She cares, dug out across there. Here is Topchu. Good work by Murphy and Connolly to make sure there was no gap for Topchu to get a shot away. Well capable from that range. Gulbin Huz. Chal, lovely take and turn again. Looks out towards that far side. Important header away that from Patton. Murphy. Ball forward, Abrahamson. Right into the back of Noonan. Touch tight those centre halves in both games. McCabe. Anticipating a loose touch, and it came from Abrahamson. Now the yellow card, and that will give Turkey a little bit of respite. Chal, the one who's picked up the knock again. Looked like a foul on McCabe initially.
Yeah, it looks unfortunate for Katie McCabe. Senior had to do a lot more to get a yellow card.
Asking the referee to keep Turkey moving here. 3.5 minutes, and they'll hope a decent amount to be added on. Abrahamson gets a little underneath that one, and now Stapleton to come and attack it. Megan Connolly. Strong work on that far side by Emily Murphy again. And she's got the throw in. Behind that, finished up that college career in the US, Emily Murphy, to arrive at England's northeast back at the start of the year.
A lot of frustration there from Chal. Gets herself a yellow card.
She's talking about the amount of times she felt she's been fouled and maybe not much done about it. So Megan Campbell set to go again. She might have had a case, Chal, that it could have been her throw-in.
You win some, you lose some sometimes, Des.
And take advantage of that. Short throw option was on. Campbell goes long, flick, Akgöz comes and claims. Confident goalkeeper, always happy to come off her line. Bowls it out to Jivelek. Balut racing but won't get there. Emily Murphy has popped up in quite a few positions, fills in defensively when Ireland pushed the centre halves forward for the throw-ins. Oh, Topchu Almost pinched it away from Megan Connolly, and the chance might still be there. Top two lining it up. And never coming down in time. Ireland living on the edge.
Yeah, Des, I think we're playing ourselves into trouble there. I think we're chasing a goal. We need to get the ball up the pitch. Unfortunately, it sailed over the bar.
23 international goals in her career. Ebru Topçu, not one you want to see it falling to in the 89th minute. McCabe goes direct. Oh, Abrahamson's lost her footing. Here's the chance. It's Murphy. She's buried it. Emily Murphy makes her mark. Her first senior international goal. As we said, we'd seen her in fits and starts throughout this group. Whenever she's been on, she's impressed. And that is a terrific finish. Abrahamson, who's hardly put a foot wrong, slipping at the crucial moment, still needed finishing. And how well she did, Emily Murphy. Ireland turning it around late on.
Crucial goal for Ireland, Des. Again, it's Katie McCabe, puts the ball into a really good area, puts them under pressure. Abrahamson slips, and Emily Murphy's there to tuck it home. It's a great finish. Composure, calm, gets a good strike and the ball into the back of the net.
Well, they're celebrating that one in Rathfarnham and in Westport, where her parents hail from. And very much celebrating it down on the Irish bench. That's a huge goal. They've had to show some character. Credit Carla Ward for getting so many attacking players on the pitch with still half an hour to go. It was a bit of a gamble, a bit of a risk, but it has paid off.
I think it was a needs must out, Des, when we found ourselves 1-0 down. It took us to become 1-0 down to actually start playing, getting the ball forward and threaten them. And the goals haven't been pretty, but put the balls into good areas, and that's what we're good at.
Well, she had to weigh up the potential of leaving themselves a little bare at the back and Turkey pinching a second goal, but it's been one-way traffic second half. And all the substitutes used have shown up and made a contribution. None bigger than Emily Murphy there. A cracking finish. Took it first time. Rifled it beyond Akos. And now the narrative changes once more. Still 5 to go, or thereabouts. Murphy racing to get back goal side here. Topçu.
So you get back in behind the ball now and see the game out.
Tass looking for the big switch. And there was no offside either against Keskin. Appreciates the delivery. Didn't quite get herself set for it though. They've really had to work for this, Anya.
Yeah, absolutely, Des. I think found it when we conceded quite frustrating. I think we're probably passing the ball too much just for the sake of passing the ball in front of the opposition. I think we've probably gotten away from what we've been really good at over the last 2 years. The potential we build on being really, really hard to beat. Probably lacked a little bit of aggression out of possession as well, and took us to go 1-0 down to actually start playing, getting the ball forward, getting the ball into them areas.
Terrific hold-up play from Noonan. Murphy's on it again. Thought about driving for goal initially, but even at the tender age of 22 knows what to do in this circumstance. Gets on it again, trying to win something here. Corner throw in. But you play to your strengths, don't you, Anya, when the need is greatest. And if Ireland have people who can deliver with the ball at their feet like Katie McCabe, and if they can have the long throw-in of Megan Campbell, if you've got a physical presence up front, you've got to use that, don't you?
Yeah, it's time and time again. I think we've resorted to it. It's got us results, it's got us to a World Cup. But I think the piece is missing at the moment. We're probably conceding too many goals, conceding too many opportunities as well. So that's an area that I think we really, really need to tighten up in. And you can look at all the possession we had in the first half, we had against Greece, but we're not getting enough shots away. We're not asking the defenders enough questions, and you can see what the little bit of pressure then does towards the end of the game when we get our goals.
And here's where it gets nervy. Free kick for Turkey. Lots of players lying just outside the penalty area. Topçu right down the middle. Brosnan thought about coming for it. Patton won a good header. And then that one goes flying over the bar from Öztürk. Always a heart moment when a ball is put into an area where the goalkeeper has a decision to make. Do you step up against a retreating defence? Lots of bodies coming at you. Patton won a very good header. I think what we've seen over the course of the group as well, Anya, is that the gaps are closing, that sides who are lower down the rankings, Turkey, Greece, and in particular, of course, Slovenia. Their world ranking doesn't really tell the full story.
Absolutely. For the first 50 minutes of the game, you could say Turkey, 55 minutes of the game, Turkey are well in it, looked technically good, defended well, looked comfortable in possession and exploited space really, really well in behind Ireland. So you can just see how much the game has grown globally.
Scored a really good goal to get themselves in front, but it looks like, unless there's a late rally here, they will end with defeat. And there was a little bit of contact. Bruce's elbow and Philbin Hughes's jawline. Keskin slips it inside. Karabulut, clever step over. Topçu through the first tackle of Murphy. Options to the left. And of all the players you'd expect to be able to execute that pass, Topçu didn't. That breaks off Hayes. Threat is still there. And the shot will be a comfortably taken save for Courtney Brosnan.
Yeah, and I think we are lucky that Topçu couldn't execute that pass because there was two players coming in the outside of Anna Patton.
Well, time almost up. We don't want to jinx anything, but let's get your player of the match on you.
Yeah, look, I think Turkey have been very impressive. I think Secker that obviously scored the own goal as well, but for me, I think Emily Murphy came on, made an impact off the goal, but I think it has to be our captain, Katie McCabe. I think she's led by example. I think she's done what needed to be done in the game, got the ball forward, was direct in her play, and tried to exploit the space in behind and the weak that's in it.
Topçu does pick the pass this time, and Jivelek with a dangerous ball in. Jessie Stapleton a full stretch. Chance again, Topçu! Oh, looking to bend that one just inside the post. And her reaction will tell you she was not a million miles away. Brosnan sprawling. How close was this? Very close. Well, maybe in keeping with the game, it's going right to the end, this one.
Yeah, it's to and fro a little bit throughout the game, Des. Teams dominate, both teams dominating.
The timing of the Emily Murphy goal, always giving Turkey precious little time to react and find their second. Almost on the extra 6 now. All eyes on the Bulgarian referee. And Noonan has played that role to perfection since her introduction. You can't win the ball, win the free kick. And that she's done. Karatash has to retreat now all the way back to the edge of her penalty area.
Yeah, and I think credit to Carla. I think Saoirse Noonan and Keir Cruz is what this game required. It was just a bit of physicality up front, just hold the ball up and win free kicks like Saoirse Noonan did.
Just her 6th cap after her debut in 2016. But such was her form for Celtic, there was a clamour for her inclusion. Under the new manager, she's back in, Saoirse Noonan. And Ireland get the job done in Istanbul. They will send this group to the final day. But boy, they had to fight for this one. Turkey put it up to them, took the lead to a very well executed goal from Kader Hançar. But then the little bit of luck they needed, the own goal from Shiker off the Megan Campbell throw-in. And then Emily Murphy rifled in a fantastic winning goal in the 90th minute. A nervy moment or two late on, but Emily Murphy, the match winner, her first goal for Ireland, and it is a huge one. The final score, it's Turkey 1, the Republic of Ireland 2. We head to court now, and that top of the table joust against Slovenia.
Thanks for that, Des and Anya. Well, it is job done for Carla Ward's side. It wasn't pretty, but all roads lead to Páirc Uí Chaoimh. Slovenia still sitting top of the table. Ireland hoping a victory and a better head-to-head against Slovenia on Tuesday will secure that automatic qualification spot. Rihanna, it's not the prettiest looking table. It wasn't the prettiest looking night. It actually probably didn't go to script, did it?
No, absolutely not. But they got the job done at the end of the day. I think that they'll be very disappointed in the manner that they conceded so close after half-time, especially after finishing the first half probably the strongest and having probably the better opportunities, but very sloppy, very sluggish, allowed Turkiye to stay in the game, and obviously Turkiye were very happy, and it was looking like we were going to roll out the clock without us getting anything on the board.
Yeah, it was quite tense and quite nervy towards the end there, Niamh. But let's have a look at that first goal that was scored by Turkiye, and a poor one to concede by Ireland, really.
Yeah, as Rihanna said, we finished the first half really positively, but really sloppy goal to concede, and it comes from we're high pressing, we're on player for player, and then it's a long ball in behind, and at this point there's not much danger, but it's 5 players here, and we've kind of switched off and are gone ball watching, and it's a very easy goal for Turkiye to score, and you just see here Kate McCabe is just holding the centre. There's no real danger. She could go across quicker, but it's this late run into the box that we failed to kind of open up our body. Jessie Stapleton doesn't need to drop as deep as she did in that situation, and allows a touch and a finish in the box. So it's organisation when you're on a transition, and we haven't managed that well, and it's quite a sloppy goal to concede.
Yeah, I don't think we've managed that too well throughout this campaign. Lots to discuss and to talk about more coming after this break.
Women's Euro 2025. All 31 matches live on RTE. Starting July 2nd. You do not want to miss it.
I know it's a shame that Ireland aren't in it, but it'll give us a good look at some of the teams we'll be playing in the World Cup in a couple of years. The European Rowing Championships are taking place in Bulgaria this weekend, and we've got 4 crews in A-final action. Coverage gets underway on RTE2 and the RTE player at 8:30 tomorrow morning. Leinster are in URC quarter-final action against Scarlets from 2:30. Tomorrow we've live coverage of the UEFA Champions League final between PSG and Enter. We're on air from 7 o'clock again on RTE2 and the RTE player. That's followed by a roundup of tomorrow's GAA action on the Saturday game. It's time now, though, to hear from the player of the match. Katie McCabe is with Tony.
And Ireland captain Katie McCabe is the Sky Ireland player of the match, so congratulations, Katie. On a week of a lot of accolades, most important tonight, getting the 3 points in dramatic fashion, you'd have to say.
Yeah, look, we got the result, and that's what matters in the end. But for us, from a performance point of view, we have to be miles better going into Tuesday. I felt we didn't move the ball quick enough, we didn't move Turkey quick enough, and allowed them to kind of get in the game, and some sloppy mistakes. Just gives them that sniff to go forward. So, for us, obviously, it's a big one to rest and recover. But, as I said, we need a massive improvement if we're going to beat Slovenia on Tuesday.
It looks like we started slowly again, Katie. That's been almost a hallmark of this campaign. Can you put your finger on why that might be?
Yeah, I don't know. I think, obviously, we're trying to do a lot different things in terms of formation and how we kind of approach games, more on the front foot. So that takes time. This is our 5th game under, obviously, Carla and the new management. So it's not going to be perfect, but for us, from a standards point of view, we have to kind of look to implement it a little bit quicker and come out of the tracks a little bit sharper. So we'll definitely be looking to do that on Tuesday.
the goal we conceded. It came early after half-time, and obviously there'd been a bit of a change in personnel and in approach, but it was a very disappointing goal to give away.
Yeah, too cheap, especially at this level. If we want to be pushing for Group A in the Nations League, we can't be conceding goals like that. Gave them way too much space, and yeah, we'll be really disappointed at that. But as I said, we need to look to review the game and see where we can be better, close the spaces a lot more, and yeah, take more care of the ball.
If you're being honest, do you think that could you see the game going away from us?
No, I think obviously the time when we conceded straight after half time, and I think if we fouled that early with all that time to play for, it wouldn't be us from a character point of view. So I spoke to the girls in terms of just staying patient and making sure we're setting up the attacks the way we want to. Of course, Megan comes on, and I really think a big kudos to the girls coming off the bench today. They changed it, and yeah, I was really proud of them, especially more for getting the winner.
You needed to get higher up the pitch to impact the game more. We needed you.
Yeah, look, it's a bit of cat and mouse really in terms of how we're building up and where the spaces are. So in the end, obviously, Carla pushed me up and Megan came on, and we won the game. So it was a good goal from that point of view.
Emily Murphy's finish was pretty emphatic.
Yeah, look, Murphy's she's done really well since she's come back from America. She's over in Newcastle, and she's looking sharp. It's not easy coming in straight off the back of yeah, obviously a couple of camps. So she's been getting her head down, working really hard, and she took her chance today.
What about you? How's the body? It's been an incredible week for you. Congratulations on winning the Champions League, but 90+ minutes today as well.
Yeah, look, I feel really good. As I said, it was a massive result for us and for the club last week in Lisbon. So we were absolutely ecstatic. Yeah, becoming champions. But for me, obviously, yeah, you enjoy the celebrations. But yeah, it was full focus on these two games. And I said to Carla when I came in, I'm ready to play and give it all for the team. And yeah, I feel good. And going into Tuesday now, another big performance and rest and recover.
After the performance, though, and you know the result notwithstanding, do you think we can put 4 goals past Slovenia?
It's a tough ask. They've been brilliant the whole Nations League campaign. It was disappointing, obviously, how we started it, but yeah, I've got belief in us. You know, we can score goals from different phases of play in the game. But we can't rush it. We need to be patient. But we need to be at our absolute best on Tuesday.
Well done, Katie. Thank you.
Cheers, Tony. Thank you.
Very frank interview there from Katie McCabe, the player of the match. And Rihanna, when you think about what she did last weekend in Lisbon and to come out there this evening and to put in a captain's performance, does it show just how reliant we are on Katie McCabe?
I think you'd expect nothing less from her. I think she spoke about it herself. Obviously, they had the celebrations. It was a great win. But as soon as she came into camp, it was time to focus. And there was only one task at hand, and that was getting the 3 points tonight. And although it wasn't pretty, and she summed it up perfectly, I think, in the first half of that interview with Tony, that they were sloppy. They didn't move the ball quick enough. They didn't move Turkiye quick enough. And then obviously we were fortunate with the own goal that kind of got the ball rolling then.
Niamh, she also made the point as well that Carla's asking them to do quite a lot, and we know that there's been a formation change. Is it too much altogether, do you think?
I think it takes time, obviously, to bed in a new manager's philosophy and style of play. I don't think a 4-3-3 is anything like groundbreaking in terms of what the girls need to play. I just think there's a lack of cohesion in terms of how they're trying to implement it. Didn't move the ball quick enough. And I think the biggest worry is the amount of chances we're giving up through our own sloppy play. I think that's the biggest cause for concern. You can talk about systems, but it's really just taking care of the ball when there's absolutely no pressure on us, and all the chances that we have given up are from our own kind of errors and mistakes.
Rihanna, with that in mind, are we going away from what we're really good at, which was being really solid defensively and then hoping that we might get a goal at some stage along the way?
I think that when you're trying to play more expansive football and you're trying to be more dominant in possession, you are going to move away from that slightly. And I think, as Niamh said, it's the issues that we're causing ourselves is the areas that we're turning over the ball. So I think it's more individual areas than a system error. I think that when we've set up previously, our main aim and our first point of call was to be compact defensively, was to limit the space in between the lines and force them into wider areas and force them into mistakes. Whereas it's hard to do that when you're in possession and you've got players in advance, or you've got players that are trying to pick up pockets in between the opposition lines. As soon as you lose the ball, then naturally players are out of position already, and that's where Turkiye got success, and that's where the spaces were forming.
But Niamh, we do need to point out the level of opposition when we look at Turkey and where they are so far down the world rankings, 32 places behind Ireland. Was it difficult to see Ireland struggle so much against a team like Turkiye?
Yeah, it's not great viewing because obviously, given the rankings, you know, we should be easily beating these teams. But I think overall, in general, international football has improved, and lower ranked teams are shown, if they're organised, they're compact, and they have the quality like Turkey have today to hurt you. It can become a difficult game if your standards aren't at the level that they need to be. If you don't take care of the basics, if you don't have the right mentality in terms of moving the ball quickly and punishing teams, and first of all not giving away sloppy mistakes. I think if you have all the fundamentals right, it can become a much easier game than what we're actually making it out to be at the minute.
Katie also gave Carla a lot of credit as well for the changes that she made. Katie pushed up more and we got a lot more attacking players on the pitch. But should we have started out like that, Rihanna?
It's hard to say. I think obviously we spoke about Abby Larkin before the game. We spoke about Amber and the goals that she scored in the campaign so far. I think notably in Carla's interview before the game, she spoke about how Ciara Carusa had lack of minutes and how it was a toss-up probably between Saoirse Noonan and Amber Barrett. But I think that's why you have a squad. That's why you want your attacking players, and that's their job to do. If they're not in the starting 11, you need them to make an impact from the get-go when they come on the pitch. Obviously, we speak about it all the time. We want Katie higher up, but we just don't have that luxury at the minute. And although it worked towards the end, as I said, that's what you want from your centre forward. I think Saoirse Noonan would have been itching to get on that pitch and probably would be happy with the performance she showed. And the same with Ciara Carusa. As I said, she's had a lack of minutes at club level due to injury, so she would have been itching to get out there and show what she can do again as well.
But Niamh, are these kind of games not the ones where we should be trying to start better and start more on the front foot and have more of those attacking players in the pitch and Katie up higher?
Yeah, you could argue that as well in terms of who you're going to put out, but I think circumstances didn't allow Ciara Carusa to start the game. Saoirse Noonan has just come back into the squad after a long period out, so probably maybe in training, maybe not pushing enough to warrant a starting place. But I think, as Rihanna's mentioned, the depth in the squad is hugely important, and fair play to the girls and Megan Campbell. They've come on and changed the game really in terms of an attacking phase.
I'll jump in on that, and I think we've seen it earlier on in the campaign, probably the first Slovenia game, where the setup was more like she was probably trying to get more players on the pitch and not particularly having them in the right positions, and we were caught out on that, and that's why we're in the situation that we're in, having to go in and score 4 goals now going into the final game. So I think there has to be a balance in such. You can't just have full-on attacking players and hope that having all them in the right areas is going to work.
What about Megan Campbell though? Is there an argument to have her on from the start of every game, because she's such a threat and she stepped up again when she was needed today, Rihanna?
Yeah, obviously it's a weapon that we know Megan has, and obviously a bit of fortune with the Turkiye defender getting the own goal there, but once you put the ball in the right area, all you can do is hope for a bit of luck sometimes. And obviously Megan's more than just a throw, and I think that she brings a calmness in possession. And probably the reason she wasn't starting is she probably hasn't played in a couple of weeks with her season finishing and how the back end of the season finished. But it's a great weapon to have on the bench, and know that going into the last 10-15 minutes where we needed a goal, that we can pull that out and just put a pressure on the opposition.
Yeah, we really needed that second goal as well, and I'm not sure we thought it was going to come, Niamh, there. It was quite nervy towards the end, but Emily Murphy did get it when it was needed.
Yeah, and it comes from us being more direct again, and you know, a bit of fortune there with the slip and the header, but I mean, it's unbelievable strike from Emily Murphy, and very calm and composed, and yeah, it's a great strike and a great goal, and fully deserved as well. I mean, there is that element of fortune with the slip, but take nothing away from the strike. It's a great finish, and yeah, badly needed obviously going into Tuesday, considering we needed to win tonight.
Yeah, I think there was probably a sigh of relief around Istanbul when that goal went in. We're going to hear now from the Republic of Ireland manager, Carla Ward.
Carla, for a while there, I thought I heard the sound of a bubble bursting, but we got back into it and you got 3 points. Are you relieved?
Yeah, listen, that's character. That's character for you. I said it then, that's an Irish mentality. There was never rolling over. You know, even when we went 1-0 down, which we're disappointed with the goal. You know, the reaction after that, the togetherness, the attitude to go and win tackles, close gaps, making sure that we were front-footed was something that, look, we can walk away and be proud of. And I actually think winning it like that at the death puts us in a good position for Tuesday.
How significant was the change you had to make at half-time with Aoife Mannion coming off and Anna Patton having to go to that right side, because that was an area they were threatening?
Yeah, of course. Look, I think Aoife's come back from, you know, the Sevens tournament with Manchester United, and only trained yesterday. It's probably a little bit too much to keep her in the game. So that was a slight tweak. But I thought Caitlin come on, did really well. And yeah, look, it's not ideal because Patsy's naturally a centre half, but we know she can do a job there. So it's one of those things, and you have to get on with it.
We've started slow in almost every game under you since you came in, and I know you've wanted to change that, but it happened again today. I think it was 32 minutes before the first shot on target.
Yeah, look, it's something we've got to keep addressing. We've got to keep trying to work out why, and it's something we spoke about before the game. Let's not wait till half time to, adjust and go after things. We have to start brighter, and we definitely listen. We can't wait for 45 minutes against Slovenia on Sunday to be at them. So there's going to be a lot of looking at that. We've got to dissect it. We've got to get into it. We've got to have some honest conversations about how we start bright. But listen, this group's hungry, as you see. They don't want to roll over. They want to go and. We've got 2 bites of the cherry starting on Tuesday, and I have no doubt that they'll want to start bright.
You say you want to play a more expansive type of football, which is honourable, but results are the most important thing in this game. Are you better off starting with Megan Campbell and throwing the ball long in and winning games early?
No, listen, you have a squad for that reason, right? So we've got different types of players on and off the pitch, different types of players that can change the game. Megan's got a wonderful throw, as we saw, and we always knew if we needed it at that point. But Meg's unlucky not to start. She's been brilliant in training, but we've got a good squad here. We've got a young and hungry squad that want to all play, and we saw that tonight with some changes, and I thought they've done well. But look, we need to be better. We need to be way better come Tuesday. There'll be a few things that we have to tweak again. But look, the most important thing is we've got the 3 points tonight.
Overall, though, when you look at the game so far, and the first game against Turkey, they're obviously a decent side. They're a coming side, and maybe the gap between the countries is closing. I think there are 32 places between us in the rankings, but they're decent. But nonetheless, they were challenging in Dublin. Then you had the Slovenia game, which was a disaster from our point of view. Slow in the first half against Greece away as well. Is the away form in particular something you're worried about?
No, not at all. I think, look, we've lost one game. We've lost one game, which we know that hurt us, but we've walked away with a win tonight. Let's remember that, right? So there's tweaks that we want to. We want to make sure that we adjust, but we've won the game. We've put ourselves in a position where we can go on Tuesday and try and still finish top. And if we don't, then we've put ourselves in a position now where we get a second bite of cherry in October.
Slovenia winning again. They're clearly a decent side this campaign. You're going to have to do so much to beat them by the requisite number of goals.
Yeah, look, we're going to have a look at how we go. Look, we have to win 5-0, right? Which is, it's not easy against any team now because women's football is improving in every country, as you can see, in all the nation leagues, A, B and C. So it's going to be tough. But one thing we will do is we'll go out of there with an attitude, a mindset and a belief that anything is possible. The Irish love that. I love that. It's why I took the job. So, look, we've got you saw us finish with a lot of attacking players on the pitch. You might see that's the way we start, but we certainly will give it absolutely everything.
It's in Cork. There was a famous win against France in Cork. That could help.
Yeah, absolutely. I've heard an awful lot about Cork. I've heard about the noise down there. We're going to need everyone, right? We're going to need every single bit of Irish noise and blood because we're going to give everything, and we need the fans to back us. We need the fans to be there, loud. And look, as a nation, I think if we come together, anything is possible.
Carla, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Carla's very, very right there. She put it quite simply, though. They need to be better, Niamh. And does that start with when they just stop making life difficult for themselves?
100%. I think the main thing you need to do is make sure you're not chipping goals at the back. And for us at the minute, we're just being sloppy and we're turning over the ball way too easy under no pressure, especially in the build. And as we can see from these clips, we're kind of running into a bit of a dead end here, turning over the ball, and then you're running back 40 yards to goal. And again, here, we're lucky to get away with this scenario from the back, Courtney playing out, and it's a better team punishes you here. I mean, these are easy opportunities, and this is against Turkey, 32 places behind us. So, it is a cause for concern, and it's something that we really need to address and address quickly.
Yeah, that's for sure. We'll get back to that in just a moment, but now we're going to hear from Emily Murphy. She's with Tony.
Emily, congratulations on your first goal for Ireland and for saving the game for your country.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm obviously over the moon with the goal.
Tell us about it. I mean, what a strike.
To be honest, I don't quite remember it. I just remember it coming to me knowing I had a lot more time than I thought. and I think past version of myself would have hit that into row Z. But yeah, I took a breath, composed myself, and just hit as hard as I could.
So dramatic to win a game that late as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think you dream of the game winners, but ultimately we should have been better, and yeah, we didn't really want it to get to that point.
It was very important that the substitutes made an impact, and you certainly did. Megan Campbell certainly did as well.
Yeah, I think every game there's a reason you've got substitutes, and there's a reason we need those game changes and might need fresh legs or tactics or whatever that looks like. And yeah, thankfully the right decisions were made, and everybody that came on made an impact.
What does it feel like to score for your country?
I don't think I can quite put it into words right now, but yeah, just a real relief. It's been a long time coming, and hopefully more to come.
And your hand up for maybe starting on Tuesday?
We'll see.
Listen, congratulations tonight. Well done.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Now, really well taken goal there from Emily Murphy. Niamh has spoken about how we were making life difficult for ourselves at the back, but up top we were doing something quite similar as well, getting the ball into the box, but nobody really getting into the right position to finish.
Yeah, we were speaking that probably some of our better opportunities, and possibly the only opportunities that we had in the second half, were when we went a little bit more direct. I think there was one chance early on where Abby Larkin went down the right hand side, and probably the only time that Denise picked up a good pocket of space at the edge of the box. And you're probably asking that your centre forwards or your attacking players commit a little bit more when they see a ball going into the area. And I think Saoirse Noonan made some really good runs into the wide channels, and there was nobody supporting her once she got on the ball. There's no one committing to the box from midfield, and I think that's what we're lacking. But it comes down to our overall style of play, and when we're struggling to get out from the back, I think that we don't have players within close proximity of each other. Then when the balls get into those sort of areas, it's the distance that we're asking the players to make up is a little bit too far. And I think that previously in the games we were speaking about it, like Leanne Kiernan, I know we're missing her today, she's not in the squad, but she likes to make that deep run from the right hand side coming into the back post, and I think that we were probably lacking that a little bit as well.
Simple things, really, Niamh, when you put it all together. Will they be able to make those improvements in just a few days?
Yeah, I think they're quite basic adjustments. You know, committing bodies into the box and mixing up your runs, so it's a bit more difficult for, in this instance, the Turkey defenders to pick us up, because we were getting in good areas and we were putting in good balls. And I think Ciara Carusa and Saoirse Noonan both had really good opportunities that they'll probably be disappointed that, you know, they couldn't maybe just put it slightly to either the left or right of the Turkey goalkeeper. So small adjustments, definitely easily done. So I think hopefully now the girls will obviously review the game and be able to, you know, make those adjustments, because yeah, we are getting into those areas, but it's about being more clinical than when we are.
Rhian, let's have a look at some of those positive pieces of play as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've spoken about it, like those wide areas. This is the one where I was talking about Abby Larkin, and that's a brilliant position exactly where you want Denise. And I think that Lucy Quinn and Amber can commit that little bit more, kind of anticipate where it's going to go. Same again, I think we're really patient in this one. There's nowhere to go down the left-hand side. We recycle it across to the right, and I think this is the one where you're on about Ciara Carusa gets her head on it and she just can't get enough perch on it, and it's an easy save for the goalkeeper in the end. Similar to the run I'm talking about, Saoirse Noonan, and there's not one player committing into the box, kind of breaking, busting it to get in there. The next opportunity, this is where I think Leanne Kiernan does it perfectly. If she was coming in off the right hand side here, I think Emily does well to peel off, and she probably peels off a little bit too much and doesn't give herself that opportunity to commit. Once again, Katie McCabe picking up higher positions there, and this is the one where Saoirse will be kicking herself just that little bit. She does well to rise up and get something on it, but just not enough purchase, similar to the Ciara Carusa one.
OK, well, there are things to build on anyway, so that is very positive. Well, that is it from us on an evening where Ireland took one step closer to the summit of Group B2. My thanks to Niamh and Rihanna for their company. We'll be in Páirc Uí Chaoimh on Tuesday when Ireland hosts Slovenia in their final Nations League match. Bye for now.
Istanbul as the sides lock horns for just the second time ever. Patton makes the save. Katie McCabe left-footed. Squared inside Hanshaw. Here's the chance, and there's the goal. Off a Turkish head, oh, it's gone in, an own goal. Here's the chance, it's Murphy, she's buried it.